Ladies and gentlemen, we are live! We are getting this party started right now. We are making sure every single trader is all set, ready to roll. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am so excited, ready to rock and roll, ready to get after this day, and ready to dive into day one of our shorting. Traders, can I just get a couple good mornings in the chat room? Can we kick off this day with a little bit of high energy and get ourselves a good old Deckmart trades? Ah! Woo! Oh, baby. Oh, baby. We are back. Team, I am so excited. I haven't been this excited in so long. I am so ready to rock and roll. This is going to be such a great time. This is going to be such a great experience. And I'm just really looking forward to helping you become a better trader. I'm really looking forward to getting to you where you are supposed to be. I think every single person that's watching this right now has either A, been trading before, or B, is obviously a brand new trader. But if you are part of the A person, you are probably a trader that has been trading but hasn't found the success they want yet. Does that sound like you? Are you a person that has been trading and you feel like you're still inconsistent? You've had a couple wins, but it seems like you have a lot more losses than wins. It seems like when you trade, you aren't actually growing your account. It's just like you just feel like you're gambling your money away. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but it seems like your account is slowly bleeding. You've tried again options. You've tried this strategy, this strategy, this strategy. This whole entire boot camp, guys, this whole entire next 30 days, my goal is to make sure that you are leaving here. And if you want to leave here, that's up to you. If you want to stay, obviously perfect. But at the end of this 30 days, you are leaving here saying to yourself, I know exactly the way I want to trade. I know the way Deck makes money now. He has explained absolutely everything perfectly clearly, and I can now go ahead and be able to perfect this strategy even more. Let's talk about some expectations. Let's talk about what's actual realistic for us. In the next 30 days, guys, can we expect that we're all going to be making millions of dollars? And the answer is no. We're not all just going to make millions of dollars in 30 days. But what I do want to get to you over these next 30 days is I want to give you a foundation. I want to give you a clear-cut strategy. I want to make sure you're confident with your trading. And yes, I do want to see you making money before you leave here after this 30 days. So the thing is, team, I want to make sure that I am giving you it all. I've told you before, you guys are all set being here right now. I want to give you the answers. I am not going to be a mentor that's going to say, hey guys, go now buy this course. That's not what we're doing here. I'm not going to tell you guys right now, oh, go buy this course, go buy that course. That's not what we're doing here. This is me in front of you for 30 days in a row, making sure you understand the exact way on how I make the most money profitable. That's it. That's all it is. Predictable, profitable. That's the two things I have here. Now, over the last 10 years of trading, the last 10 years of stock trading, guys, I have been able to trade a lot of different ways. I've done dip buys and bounce plays. I've done swing trades and long-term investments. I've dabbled with some futures. I've done a whole year of options trading. Shorting is the number one way that I found is the most profitable and is the most predictable. Now, some of you guys may already have a little understanding of how shorting works, and that's great. But today, we truly want to get a nice foundation of shorting. Now, what I want to do over the next 20 minutes is I do want to just go over the overview of the market. We are going to actually dive into our shorting lessons a little after the stock market opens on up today. Today, starting on off, I want to make sure that every single trader has an understanding of what's happening in this market. So just because we are going to be focusing on shorts does not mean that we're just going to talk about shorts 24/7. I still want to talk about the S&P 500. I still want to talk about global events. I still want to give a game plan every single morning for you guys so that if you guys are, going in and out, listening with shorts, looking for some shorts, but also trading some options, you guys still have a great understanding of what you guys want to be focusing on and looking at. So let's talk about this day. Now, as you guys know, you guys do have full access as well to Tradecaster. You guys also have full access to the video library. I will be uploading videos into the video library every single night. So if you guys ever miss a video, you guys can be able to rewatch it and you guys will be all set, ready to go. Sound good? So let's talk about this day. Let's talk about everything that we have here, and let's make sure every single trader is all set, ready to rock and roll. So first things first that I want to be talking about, that I want to be going, is the CNBC market briefing. So what is going on with today? Today, team, there is no big news. I'm going to tell you that right now. There's no big news, but we just came off the biggest week that we have seen over on the S&P 500. It says stock futures rise slightly after the Dow's best week of the year. Investors look towards inflation data. So right now, what I always do when I wake up is I always read CNBC just to get a broad overview. They're not going to give me the answers. They're not going to tell me what's going to happen in the stock market, but they are going to give me a broad overview of what I want to be doing every morning or what to be looking at. It says stock futures rose slightly on Monday morning, with Wall Street looking toward fresh inflation data this week. Investors will look for insights on the Federal Reserve's monetary policy moving forward, with April's Consumer Price Index report due out on Wednesday. Traders hope to return the rate hikes is largely off the table for the Feds, despite a slew of hotter than expected inflation prints in recent months. So traders, really what we have going on here, for anyone who does not know, is take a look at the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is the top 500 companies in the United States. When you talk about the stock market, most people are referring to the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is actually coming right on up towards its record highs right now. This red line, which is at the price of 524.61, is the 52-week highs, the record highs. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know we're here going to be talking about shorting. I know we're here going to be talking about a lot of shorting strategies, but I don't want you guys to forget. Right now, we're right next to record highs on the S&P 500. Is there anyone here that's going to be trading the S&P 500 today? Say, hey, Deck, I'm definitely going to be listening on your shorting lessons, but at the same time, we are right next to record highs. We have seen 7 green days in a row on the S&P 500. We are only about $1.50 away from hitting the new record areas. So, SPY today, definitely going to be hot. Definitely a lot of traders going to be focusing on it. And the S&P 500 definitely could get a lot of movement towards the upside. Now, I think the big day, though, is going to be on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we do have CPI data. Now, if you guys want to, you guys can head on over to Google, type in economic calendar right here, and click the first link, which is marketwatch.com. And you can actually see when hot news is coming on out, as in like economic news. So we do have Wednesday, May 15th. 8:30, 8:30, 8:30, 8:30. Look at all this news at 8:30. We have CPI data. CPI data, Consumer Price Index. What we're going to be getting right here is we are going to understand how inflation is currently looking. Now, this whole entire cut rates, raise rates, pause rates, this is all from inflation. If we see bad CPI data, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think is going to happen? The market's probably going to fall. Right? If we have good CPI data, guess what's going to happen? The market's going to move on up. Now, it's hard for me to say that. You know why it's hard? Because it seems like no matter what happens in the market, no matter what comes on out, the market just seems to be going on up. That's not the right way to teach. That's not the right way to say things. But what I will say, over the past, it seems like 6 months, we could say, hey, we have very high inflation. And guess what? CNBC will type out, market moved up another 300 points today as traders are excited about rate cuts. Then guess what happens? We have very bad CPI data. Hey, don't worry about the bad CPI data. I'm sure Jerome Powell's going to be doing rate cuts any day now. And it just seems like no matter what news we have, it seems like the market just continuously climbs up higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, right? So we just keep going higher and higher and higher all the way on up. And that is pretty wild. That is pretty crazy to see. So the S&P 500 here, traders, I'm excited to see where this day is going to be taking us, but obviously the S&P 500 and options trading is not why we are here at this moment. Let me just post this link one more time. I want to make sure, if you guys are not a fan of being on YouTube, you guys can also, again, check out this live stream link so that you guys are all good. You guys do have 2 options every single morning. So 2 options every single morning that you guys can be able to watch. Now, both of these links are 100% private as well. You won't be able to go on YouTube and type in Sean Deckmar and find these. These are just through Tradecaster. Also, again, that link, we have it so your email and username gives you access so you can go ahead and check out that live stream. So you do have 2 live streams that you guys can be able to check out, that you guys can be able to focus on, and that you guys can be able to, watch the live stream towards it. All right, so let's get ready to rock. Let's get ready to see what's going to be coming on up, and let's get ready to have some fun here today. Now, other than that, we got to talk about our penny stock plays. Now, penny stock plays every single morning. I want you guys watching 2 different things, okay? I want you guys watching the news scanner. The news scanner is going to be so important to us. And I'm going to teach you guys why coming on up. But the news scanner is going to be dropping every single brand new hot press release. Now, when a hot press release comes on out, that's what's going to lead towards a very big spike. That's what's going to lead towards a very big rip. That's what's going to lead towards a very big run. We want to be looking for hot news. When we have hot news come on out, that is going to lead towards a very big spike in the stock market. So let's take a look at some of the top gainers on this day today. We have TVGN. TVGN's a top gainer. This stock went from the price of $1 and spiked all the way up towards the price of $1.90. Now, let me ask you guys a question. This is what is so appealing about penny stock trading or smaller cap trading. If you had $1,000, let's say on Friday, and you jumped in on this play, you could make $900 if you nailed it from bottom to top. That would be a $900 profit. That sounds pretty amazing, right? Look at ACIU today. ACIU was at the price of $2.30. If you had a $2,300 account and it spiked all the way up to $4.30, you would be able to make $2,000. So if you have a $2,300 account and you nailed the spike in the matter of 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 minutes, you could have doubled your account. Here's a GME, GameStop. GameStop on Friday was at the price of $17. Now, a little bit more money, but if you had a $17,000 account on Friday, you would wake up on this play and you would have been able to make an additional $8,000 in profit. This is what's so great about the smaller plays. Smaller plays are more affordable, but at the same time, smaller plays are also going to be more profitable because they're going to be more liquid. They're going to be more hot. They're going to be more crazy. They're going to be more wild. So you need to understand, why am I so attracted to these smaller plays? Why are they so appealing? Because when you have a smaller account, you are going to be able to make more money in a quicker manner, in a quicker fashion. That's what's so great about this. When you are saying, oh, I only have $2,000, can I trade the S&P 500? Can I trade Tesla? Can I trade Apple? Can I trade one of these bigger plays? Unfortunately, you're not really going to be able to trade them and be able to have a lot of money to be made from them, right? That's what's going to be very difficult. That's going to be very hard for you to be able to make that profit when you have such a small account. I'll tell you this, guys. When I first started stock trading, okay, I'm going to tell you a little backstory right here. When I first started stock trading, I was a sophomore, I want to say in college. Yeah, sophomore in college is when I started. I did not have any money whatsoever, $0. And I know there's some traders in here that have $0. I want you to take the time to paper trade first to get this down, okay? I know we all want to become millionaires right now. I get that and I understand that. But remember, traders, this next 30 days, I ask you in a serious manner, please be an open book. For the next 30 days, please be like clay. Let me mold you into the trader I want you to be. Please don't give me any backlash. Please don't say, oh, Deck, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I want to tell you exactly the steps that I took to get to where I'm at today. Now, if you ignore those steps, that's on you. You ignore those steps. But I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. So, starting on off, I did not have any money whatsoever when I first started. So I paper traded when I first started. Now, I know some people say, I don't like paper trading. Paper trading, Deck, I'm not a fan of it. Paper trading, I don't want to do it. And I say, why? And you say, because it does not have the same emotional feel. Just because, again, I'm not the same. I don't trade the exact same. Paper trading is not for you to have the same emotions. Paper trade is for you to gain experience. If you are a brand new trader and you have no idea how to do the strategy, and you have no idea what the strategy is all about, and you have no idea how to short, why in the world do you want to put real money into it? And nearly anything you do that you want to be great, you want to do baby steps. You want to do baby steps. So maybe for at least the first couple trades, you do some paper trading. But I'll tell you what I did. I did an entire year of paper trading. And the reason why I did an entire year was, number one, I didn't have any money. And number two, I was obsessed. I was obsessed with learning how to trade. I was obsessed with learning how to be able to make money in the stock market. When I first discovered stock trading, I knew that this was my golden ticket. I always wanted to make money, but I never knew how to make money. Has anyone else been in that situation? Has anyone else said, I don't understand how people have $1 million homes. I don't understand how people have enough money to be able to drive a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. How do people travel the world? Because that was always my kind of biggest question when I was younger. Because my dad worked 3 jobs. My mom worked 2 jobs. We basically had a babysitter my whole entire childhood because I had so many siblings. My parents are just working all over the place. Every now and then we go on vacation, usually vacation once a year. And I used to look at these huge houses down in Florida and I say, how in the world is my dad working three jobs, my mom's working 2 jobs, and still, I have an amazing childhood. Wouldn't change it for the world. But how are they working so hard and these people have so much more money? Like, is there something we're missing? And the thing that I've learned is that you could be the hardest worker in the field, but the thing is you have to be in the correct field. If you are the hardest worker, which I respect, which I love, and I want everyone to give their hardest work ethic towards, you have to be in the correct field to be able to accelerate those gains. Unfortunately, if you are the hardest working teacher in the world, that's fantastic, and you are leaving an amazing impact. But you have to realize that you're capped. You are getting paid a lot of times the same amount as a teacher who just rolls in a TV. And that's what's so disappointing. The thing is, if you are an accountant, a lot of times you are tapped. You are saying you signed for $80,000 a year. It doesn't matter if you work your ass off or if you show up late and just get by. You are getting $80,000 on the year. The great thing about stock trading, the great thing about investing, the great thing about this strategy right here that I'm going to teach you is that there is no cap. It comes down to the more you put in, the more effort you take, the more you learn, the more time you spend, the more money you make. And that's the type of job that I want. That's the type of job that I want to be involved in because I know I'm going to work hard. I know I'm going to show up. I know I'm going to be here. I know that I'm going to take time every single day to do as much as I possibly can. And that's why I've been able to get to where I'm at here because I'm putting in the work just because I'm in the correct field. So traders, that's what you guys need to understand right here, right now. Now at the same side, we could also see the negative effects. And what are the negative effects? The negative effects would be, well, Deck, I want to become a multimillionaire. Okay, great. I love that. But at the same time, I love sleeping in. I get a little cranky if I don't sleep in. Okay, well, that's not probably the best start. And at the same time, Deck, I really don't have any time to trade. Okay, well, do you have any time to study? No real time to study. And I don't know, sometimes, again, me and my girls want to go out, so we're going to party it up a little bit. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to have the millionaire work ethic. If you do not have a millionaire work ethic, you got to think about how much is your work ethic. Is your work ethic a $100,000 work ethic? Or is your work ethic maybe a $10 an hour work ethic? Just because you're here doesn't mean you're going to make money. Now it comes on down to you actually, of course, putting in that time, right? So that is so important for you to understand. I know it's a little childish at times, but I do think about the stock market as a big adult video game. I really do. Instead of winning weird little tokens or skins or costumes for your character, you make money. That's how I think about it. So for any video game players out here, instead of you, again, spending hours playing Fortnite just for you to get some legendary hammer or whatnot, right? You could put in hours into the stock market and be able to make real money, be able to make real profits, be able to make real trades. That's what it's all about here. Taking the time and becoming obsessed with the stock market, taking the time and learning the ins and the outs and how it works, taking the time to say, wow, I am absolutely amazed by this. So when I first started stock trading, guys, remember, I paper traded right away. I paper trade because I did not have any real money. And I will tell you this right now. I'm going to be very honest. I'm going to be very transparent. If I had real money, I probably would have traded it right away. But I always say one of the greatest blessings was I didn't have real money. And it forced me to paper trade. It forced me to blow up my account a million different times. And it didn't matter because it was fake money. I want you guys to know right now, it is the smart thing to do to paper trade first. Just like if you want to be an F-16 jet fighter pilot, you don't just go to an F-16, you go in the simulator. You don't go to your instructor and say, instructor, this isn't real. Just put me in one of those planes. And I come to you and I say, didn't you crash in the simulator like 20 times? That is a $2 billion plane. Do you think we're going to let you even go in that thing, go even near it when you can't even fly it in the simulator? So when you are in the simulator, take it serious. When you're in the simulator, think about how much money you have in real life. Don't say, I have people do this all the time. They say, Deck, I've been able to turn $2 million into $5 million. But when I trade real money, I can't make any money. I say, how much money do you have in real life? They say $1,500. Well, why are we doing any paper trades with $2 million? If you cannot grow a $1,500 paper trading account, why are you going for real money? So make sure that you are doing that first. Now, I know that's something that a lot of traders always say, oh man, that stinks. I want to trade real money right away. Remember, guys, this next 30 days, you're going to be molded. Okay? Don't give me any backlash. Don't give me any attitude. I want you to sit here. I want you to listen. I want you to learn. I want you to absorb. And I want you guys to be able to take it all in. I know the market's going to be opening on up in about 3 minutes here, guys. But remember, I'm not here to be trading Apple at this moment. I'm here to teach you guys. Over this next 30 days, there's going to be times that we're going to miss certain plays, because I am taking this time to teach you. I am not going to say, hey, everyone sign up, everyone enjoy again, Tradecaster, enjoy again this live stream, and then I don't teach you what you're here for. I'm taking this serious, guys. I'm taking this next 30 days that every single person says, wow, Deck went above and beyond for me. Deck, again, not only reached my expectations, he went above my expectations. So the thing is, yes, in the next 2 minutes, the stock market opens on up. That doesn't change anything for me. We are here to teach. We are here to make sure that you guys are getting everything that you guys need, okay? I made a promise to you guys, and I promise to keep that promise. So let's keep talking about this, traders. Now, something that you are also going to have to understand is that some of your trades, some of your brokers, you guys might say, hey, Deck, there's no shares available to short. Shorting is a very special thing. Now, we're going to talk about what shorting is, obviously, very soon in the future here. But we want you guys to understand that if you are on these brokers, unfortunately, they are not going to be the best brokers for you. If you are on Robinhood right now, that is not going to be a good shorting broker. If you are on E-Trade right now, that is not going to be a good shorting broker. If you're on TD Ameritrade right now, that is not a good shorting broker. If you're on Charles Schwab at this moment, that is not a good shorting broker. If you're on probably other rather popular ones, those are not the best shorting brokers. Now, what I mean by that is go over right now and let's just see if you have shares available to short on maybe one of these hot little penny stock plays. So for instance, let's go over to TVGN here. And let's just see if my broker has shorts and your broker does not have shorts. Let's just see what we have here. So I'm going to just type in TVGN. TVGN. Let's see if I really like this play, can I go after and short it? So what I do over on my broker is I go over to this short request button. I actually might have to restart I'm going to have to refresh this here for a second. Let me, again, head on over to my broker. Lightspeed here. Bring this on up. Give me 1 second. And just see, do you guys have any shares available to short over on like TVGN? So what I do is I go over to my short request button and I click locate here. And you can see I now have shares available to short. For $1.74, I can short 100 shares. If you do not have this, if you do not have shares available to short, I highly, 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 highly suggest that you change your broker to a better shorting broker. And the reason is because after I teach you the strategy and after we go through this together, the number one complaint I hear is, okay, guys, I'm going to go short TVGN. And people say, Deck, I can't short TVGN. My broker won't allow it. And I say, well, the only issue is change brokers. People think, again, changing brokers is super hard. It's not hard at all. Take 5 minutes, fill out an application, and then just take your money out of your broker and put it to the other broker. People, again, act like once they pick a broker, they're stuck with that broker forever. That's not what you guys need to do. There is going to be many times. Let's go ahead and take a look at another play. Let's go over and take a look over on KOSS, let's say. KOSS, Deck, I want to go ahead and short KOSS. So again, I click locate, and we actually don't even need to locate it because there's E. There's an E here that stands for easily accessible for shorts. So let's go over and take a look at, maybe some other plays. CCLD right here. CCLD. If I type in CCLD over on Lightspeed, you can see there's an L here. An L means I need to locate the shares. So I click CCLD and bada boom, now I can go ahead and short this play. So that is super important for you guys to be able to understand right here, right off the rip, that you guys, again, need to be having the correct broker. Now, if you guys do not have the correct broker, I will show you, this is my broker. Okay? You do not need to sign up with them, but I will say that is my broker if you would like to have the same exact plays that I'm going to do, the same exact shorts that I'm going to do. Now, also, Lightspeed is giving you guys 3 months of access and also giving you guys discounts. So if you guys would like to, go ahead and use them. Again, I'm not getting paid by Lightspeed in any sort of way or anything like that. This is just the broker that I am using that I want you guys to use so we have the same exact setup, we have the same exact plays, that we have the same exact everything, okay? So if you are using Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Charles Schwab, all the other ones out there, a lot of them are not going to be focused on shorting, and that's what's going to be, very big for us to be able to understand and kind of break on down. Now, let's also even take a look at something here, team. Let's just, right off the start here. I know that the stock market is open right now. The stock market is open right now, but let's just, to our little intro of shorting at this moment, to our introduction of shorting. What is shorting? What is the point of shorting, guys? Let's really talk about this. Let's break this on down. Let's answer this question. Well, for anyone who does not know, shorting is going to be when we bet against a company. That's what we're doing here, team. We are going to bet against the stock. We are going to say not that the stock is going to rise, but that this stock is going to fall and fade. Now, the greatest thing about this is that we know that most of these penny stocks are not good plays. Let's flip the script here. Let's go over to www.finviz.com. So when we go over to finviz.com and we check this on out, we can click screener right here. I'm going to put this over into the lighter mode. I like that a little better. And you can see right here, there are 9,510 stocks available. 9,510 stocks available. How difficult is it to be able to find the number one stock that's going to spike on the day? It's going to be very difficult. People always search this question. They go on Google, they ask me, they type it on Twitter. What's going to be the best play? What's going to be the best stock? What stock is going to rise in the next few years? What is going to be the next play to run on up? Well, guys, you have a 1 in 9,510 chance of finding that best play. Now, instead, what can we do? We can wait for answers to be given to us. If I know that these are all the top gainers on the day, I know GME's the top gainer, I know ACIU's the top gainer, I know TVGN's the top gainer, I know CCLD's the top gainer. Guess what, team? I know that these are going to have opportunities to come crashing all the way back on down. So today I really want to make sure you understand the psychology behind shorting and why we love it so much. So let's think about this here, team. We know that if we had to close our eyes and there was a bag of marbles, and inside this bag of marbles there was 9,500 red ones, and there was one blue one, which was going to be the play that we want to get involved in, the one that's going to spike up to the moon, and I reached my hand into it. What are the odds that I grab that one blue one, that I'm going to nail that play? And the odds are very bad. But what if I said, hey, you know what? This morning, I know all these plays are up this morning. And now these are now my targets for the plays that are going to become the best shorts. Because let's actually go through something. This might be a little bit weird here, team, but let's check this on out. If I take a look at ACIU today, take a look what ACIU is doing. ACIU had a monster spike this morning. What is it doing right now? It's crashing on down. Traders, let's go over and take a look at these. TVGN, what did this play do? It went on a monster spike. What is it doing right now? It's crashing on down. Right? CCLD. Take a look at this play. This play this morning went on a monster spike. What did it end up doing? It came on crashing all the way back on down. Right? Let's take a look at all of these plays here. These plays are known for very big spikes and then comes crashing back on down. When I'm talking about shorting, I am not talking about shorting Apple. I am not talking about shorting Microsoft. I am not talking about shorting any sort of blue chip play. There has been a shift in the way that people trade stocks, a shift in a way that people see investments ever since social media came on out. And people have been missing, I think, the biggest way to make profit. The way that I've been able to make over $551,000. You guys have seen this. I'll bring this picture up right now. Let me just go right here. Let me, here, check out this, guys. Again, This is everything I have. Year to date, $570,000. This is right from Lightspeed right here. Previous day, 4,000. Month to date, 61,000. You can see these profits, 4,000, 8,000. You could see $12,000 gains, $6,000 gains, 5,000, 8,000, 10,000, $22,000 profit days. How in the world am I doing this? How in the world is this guy again, making so much money? People are missing out. And I don't care how much I explain it to people. People still miss out. Guys, it's almost ridiculous. It's almost crazy. I've told everyone on my Twitter. I told everyone on my StockTwits. I told everyone on my Discord. I told everyone on my Facebook. I told everyone on the email list. I told everyone on my TikTok. I told everyone here. Everyone here, I am going to teach you the best way to be able to make money. And still, not every single person is jumping at that. Not every single person is saying, ooh, teach me. People fall into habits and they have such a hard time breaking habits. They fall into habits and they say, I want to be an option trader. And they lose one trade. And they lose again. 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 And they say, man, I'm just maybe not that very good at stock trading. But I still want to be an option trader. Okay, so I lose again. Okay, I'm going to fund my account. Hey, maybe you should try a different strategy. No, I want to be an option trader. It's like we're adults. But a lot of times adults just get so stubborn. They don't want to take direction. They don't want to learn. They don't want to try anything different. They don't want to. I see people all the time don't want to try anything different, even when they are consistently losing. I see it a lot of times, in the fitness world. I see my one friend is a trainer. He tells me this all the time. People are overweight or unhealthy, and they say, hey, I want to lose weight. Okay, stop eating this food. They still go home and they still eat that food. So the thing is, I'm here to tell you, we are in a time where social media is leading towards so many different pumps. Social media leads to so many different big rips and runs. Social media leads to so many climbs that these plays just get overextended. These plays are built up and fabricated on nothing but thin air. That's what is so great about us being in the small percentage. Because you know what? I'm trying to break you out of that old habit of you again just being locked up and saying, I just want to buy whatever stock moves on up. Because I guarantee there are people at this time, I can guarantee that there are people at this moment that are saying to themselves, yep, Deck, every time I see a stock spike, I always buy it at the very tippity top. Every time I see a stock move itself on up, I always say, I want to be the guy that buys at the very tippity top here. And then guess what happens? You end up losing. Traders, instead of buying at the tippity top, why are we not the person that just shorts it at the tippity top? One of my favorite emails that I get is, Deck, no matter what I do, I seem like I always buy at the top. And I say, awesome. Sounds like you'd be a great shorter. How about instead of clicking that buy button, you just click the sell button? Instead of clicking that buy button, you just click the short button. And you know what? Seems like you always having perfect entries. So we are going to be betting against these companies. Now, how do these companies spike? How do these companies move? How do these companies rip and run? Like, what is going on here? Let's really think about the foundation. Let's think about the fundamentals. Let's think about why these plays are moving the way they are. So what happens, guys, is these plays, such as ACIU or a lot of these other plays, come out with some sort of press release, okay? So if we take a look at our news scanner here, let's think about, why did this stock go on a big rip today? Why did ACIU go on a run? Like, what was going on with this play? And I know this one kind of faded on off. What is this up right now? ACIU's all the way down towards around 45%. So we've seen a lot of weakness. Let me just type it in here. So let's go. Let me just bring this on up here. So we have ACIU taking a look over on this play. Let me click over towards news right here. And we could see ACIU did come out with all this press release here. And what we had over on this press release is right here. We had ACIU signs an exclusive option and licensing agreement for active immunotherapy targeting beta for Alzheimer's diseases. So I know that sounds confusing. And don't worry, I'm going to teach you how to find these hot press releases and how to know which ones are good or bad. So that's all going to come in time. But really what happened here is that every morning, traders are watching news scanners, such as this one, and they wait for hot keywords, such as the word agreement, which is highlighted right here. And the moment that these keywords come on out, guess what everyone does? Everyone buys the stock, rips and runs, spikes and climbs, buys it, buys it, buys it, buys it. And it basically goes up too high too quickly. In anything, in all these plays, if they go up too fast, if they go up too high and too quickly, guess what happens? They eventually get selling. And the selling now turns and momentum shifts dramatically. Nearly every single one of these plays that come out with any sort of news gets pumped up too high, and usually the number one top gainers turn into the number one top losers. So, guess what happens here? ACIU came out with a press release. People saw the press release, started buying it. Then guess what happens? People on Twitter, people on StockTwits, people on Discord, people say, everyone buy ACIU, ACIU is going crazy, ACIU, ACIU. And then guess what happens? It goes up even higher and higher and higher and higher until it starts getting the selling. Momentum starts moving on in. We start seeing shorts come on over. Momentum starts moving on in. Sellers get scared and start to panic. People start saying on their Discords and their chat rooms and their communities, they start saying, hey, everyone get out, get out, take your profits, take your profits. That's where we make our money. Instead of being the guy that is constantly trying to find the big time spike and chasing and being the person that's waiting for every single person to say buy, 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 why don't we just wait for some key indicators to know that this is going to reverse and just be all set, ready to go? Because I already told you, ACIU, if you had a $2,000 account, you could have turned $2,000 all the way up to $4,000. You would have been able to make a double your account. The same exact thing with ACIU here. You would have to short $4,000 back on down towards where it's at right now, $3, that's a $1,000 profit. You make the same amount of money towards the upside as you do to the downside. You do. So again, $1 up is $1,000 if you have 1,000 shares. $1 down is $1,000 if you have 1,000 shares. Now, please remember, guys, if you are getting overwhelmed at this time and you're saying, Deck, okay, I'm a little confused, but don't worry. I would rather have you a little overwhelmed than underwhelmed. It means, again, you're working. Your brain is trying to figure this stuff on out. So this is really the idea that I'm looking at. This is the focus that I want you guys to be on top of. This is the understanding that every single day we will see hot press releases. These hot press releases will lead to very big spikes. Once these very big spikes get over pumped on up, they come dumping on down. It doesn't matter what, you guys want to see something else that's going to back up this theory? It doesn't matter what stock I pick in the penny stock world. Nearly 9 out of 10 of them, I'm going to say 99% of them, fall over time. The U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics put on out that 85% of companies will fail within their first 2 years. So guess what that means? That means I'm not talking about Tesla. I'm not talking about Apple. I'm not talking about Nvidia. I'm talking about stocks that are like $10 and below. These are going to fail over the next 2 years, most likely. So the thing is, if I click ACIU and let's say I go back to like a monthly chart, notice ACIU was at $19. Now it's at $3. Let's take a look over on, GameStop right here. GameStop, I know, again, GameStop had the crazy spike, so this one might be a little different. But even take a look at GameStop, how it's been fading and falling and dropping over the last 2 years. Let's take a look at TVGN. TVGN was at $21. It's now at $1. Let's take a look at CCLD. CCLD was at $5. It's now at $1. KOSS did have a monster spike. It's all the way down towards $4. Take a look at CZU. CZU was all the way up at, 20,000. This is from reverse stock splits, but now it's at $7. We could see INKT was at $20. Now it's at $1. We could take a look at CCG up at $200. Now it's at $2. What am I trying to say here? What I'm trying to say here is that if I can show you that every single play I just clicked has been at a higher area, then was all the way down towards a lower area that it's at right now, and every single play that I clicked here this morning has gone on a morning spike and has now dumped on off, such as ACIU or TVGN or again CCLD, every single top gainer had a morning spike and gave all of its gains on back. And every single top gainer, if you look at the past chart history pattern, has all been falling for the last few years. And every single top gainer is looking more red. Why in the world do we wake up every single day and we say, hey, everyone, let's look for what stock am I buying today? What stock am I supposed to look for the breakout? Hey, Deck, what stock's going to get the best spike? What stocks? Let's get that out of our heads. You are, again, shifting on over from being the naive trader that is, again, just on Twitter or StockTwits or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. You are shifting out of that naive trader who has no idea what's going on and just following what everyone else is doing and trying to buy the play that's already bought up way too high. And you are now turning into the trader that's now saying, I'm outsmarting the market. I am going to be the trader that is now, again, outsmarting other traders. I'm going to be the person that's not the sheep, buying at the very top, just paying other people money. I am going to be the person that is waiting for that reversal and now betting that it's going to fall, just as every single play fell. People say again, 80% of stock traders lose, 90% of stock traders lose. Do you know why? Because 80 and 90% don't understand the market. 80 to 9% just basically say, hey, every single day I'm just going to wake up and basically follow this guy on Twitter who has a lot of followers, and he's just going to tell me what the best play is. Sure, you can again buy Tesla and say, I hope it goes up. Sure, Tesla's a great company, right? Hey, Deck, I want to buy NVIDIA and hope it goes up. Sure, I understand that. Hey, Deck, I want to buy this. I hope it goes up. Sure, I understand that. But the thing is, team, I want you guys to understand more. I want you guys to say, hey, these small cap plays are not going to go on up. These small cap plays have a better chance of going down over time. Just like blue chips, it's better to bet on calls for options most days because they go up. Just like on penny stocks, these are all built up by hype and social media. And the moment traders get scared, they dump off the shares, just like CCLD. So when I show you these big profits and I show you these big plays and I show you, wow, I can't believe again, this guy was able to make so much money. This was all from what? This whole entire thing right here. This all $570,000 was all from shorting. Shorting. Yes, are there losses? Of course there's losses, guys. There are going to be times that stocks move up higher than you expect and they go up a little bit more. So are there losses? Sure, this is not bulletproof. But what I will tell you is we have the odds in our favor. Let's talk about why I don't like doing options. Why I was not a fan with options, guys. And I've talked about this with our traders before. With shorting, okay, let's just think about this. With shorting here, what do we need to do? We basically just have to figure out what stock, right? So what stock is going to be the hottest, and we need to figure out a great entry on when we think that that stock is going to fall. So for shorting, all right, let's throw an R in there. So what we have here for shorting is we're going to have to figure out what stock is going to go on the big rip and run. Maybe it's going to be stock ABC. And now this stock, it's moving up. All we have to do is figure out when's the best entry before this thing starts come crashing all the way back on down. That's it. That's all we got to do. Figure out when the stock is going to fall. When a penny stock, which is already overbought, which has been known to fall, which is probably going to be cracking, which has been falling for the last 2 years, when is it going to start dropping its way back on down? That's all we got to do. Now, let's think about, options and why I really did not like options whatsoever. When I was trading options, I felt like I was a tourist. I felt like I was basically the person in the casino getting taken advantage of. I was, guys. I was getting taken advantage of left and right, with options. And the reason why I say that is because I need to figure out what is going to be the best stock, right? So what's the best stock? Then I have to figure out, okay, what is the best entry? But the thing is now, I also not only have to figure out the best play and I have to figure out the best entry, but I also have to figure out the strike price. How high or how low will that stock go up to? And not only how high or how low will that stock go up to, but I also have to do it within a certain period of time. So I have to pick the right play, I have to have the right entry, I have to figure out how high or how low it's going to go up to, and I have to do it within the correct time frame. Now also, if it does it within the correct time frame, but does it slower than what I want it to, well then I'm also going to have time decay. That's going to be a major factor. And also there is going to be other Greeks that could limit me from making money. Now also on top of that, if a lot of people are doing the same play that I'm doing, I'm also going to have implied volatility. So let me get this right. So for shorting, we already know that 99% of these companies are most likely going to fail over these next 2 years. We know that nearly all of them are going to have morning spikes from hot news, and the moment that everyone dumps off their play, it leads to a very big dump. Awesome. And on top of that, I can hold it as long as I want without any sort of repercussions. As long as I just keep holding, there's a great chance that they're going to be going down. Correct. On options, I got to pick the right play. I got to pick the right price. I have to figure out how high or how low it's going to go within a certain time frame. And if it doesn't do it as fast as I want, I lose money from time decay. Then I have other Greeks to worry about. And if everyone does the same play that I do, I don't even make any money regardless. Whoa. Why the heck am I doing options? Why the heck am I getting involved in this in any sort of way? What the heck are we thinking over here doing options, guys? That's what's so nuts about it. That's what's so crazy about it. If anything, again, I'll give it to the futures guys at least. For anyone here that's doing futures, hey, I'll give it to you guys at least. For futures, you guys at least don't have any sort of time decay or anything like that. But really, when we're thinking about, all right, how can we make the most amount of money in the stock market? The most amount of money, you want to know how to be able to make the most amount of money? This is the secret right here. We want to find stocks that have high moving percentages. Right? So I'll make it a little bigger. So we have our percentages. If we can find stocks that are going to increase in a very quick manner with high percentages, that's how we're going to have a great return on investment, right? So we want to be looking for high increases for the best ROI, return on investment. So that's why we look over on penny stocks. I could see GameStop is up 52% on the day. I can see ACIU is up 45% on the day. TVGN 45% on the day. CCLD is up 22% on the day. So imagine being able to have a 45% return on a day. Imagine again just nailing a piece of it and getting a 12% return on the day. Now that's beautiful and that's great. Let's think about something right here. Let's go with what most long-term investors look at. So what is the average long-term investment return? Right? So what is the average long-term investment return in the stock market? Let's see what they say. So they say the average stock market return is 10% per year. 10% per year. Now traders, this is the safest way to trade. It really is. If you put $1,000 into the S&P 500, you can be able to walk away in 12 months from now with $100 in profit. Now, that doesn't really sound too great, does it? You're saying over 12 months I can make $100? It's coming out to like 20 cents a day, right? It's barely anything. But obviously, when you have a lot of money, it makes a lot more sense. If I have $100,000 and at the end of the year I have a free $10,000, that's pretty awesome. If I have $1 million and at the end of the year I have a free $100,000, that's pretty awesome. If I have $10 million at the end of the year, I have an extra $1 million, that's pretty awesome. So the thing is that you guys need to understand is having those 10% returns is great when you have a large amount of money. But the thing is, not everyone here has $10 million in their account to make a free $1 million a year. So a lot of us definitely focus on a little bit riskier, but we want to trade the riskier plays as safe as we can. And that's why we look at a lot of times these GameStop type of moves, ACIU type of moves, TVGN type of moves, CCLD type of moves, where we can be able to get a better return on investment without having to wait so long. Now, as we know, this is where the emotions start kicking in. This is where the FOMO starts kicking on in. This is where traders start saying, Deck, GameStop's moving on up. Can I buy GameStop? Guys, GameStop's starting to, Deck, did you buy GameStop yet? Are you in on, Deck, should I buy GameStop yet? Traders, the thing is, I am not a person that you are going to find that I am going to be buying a lot of these breakouts, buying a lot of these plays, buying a lot of these stocks here. I like to look for the reversals of these plays. Because remember what I told you. I already told you. Just switch over to a weekly chart. Go back to a monthly chart. Every single one of them is going to come crashing on down. Take a look. ACIU, every time it spiked, it gave all its gains back and then came crashing on down. Every time it ripped and ran, it spiked on up and came crashing on down. Even take a look at GameStop here, guys. We already know the story here. GameStop, take a look. Every time it spiked, it gave it all back. Every time it spiked, it gave it all back. Every time it spiked, it gave it all back. Every time it spiked, it gave it all back. So the thing is, you don't want to be the guy that is buying at the very tippity top and saying to yourself, oh man, I hope it goes higher. I hope it goes higher. When we know there's a better chance that it's going to fall on down. Remember, we want to put the odds in our favor in every single way possible. So we know the most amount of money is going to be made if we have a higher percentage return on investment in a quicker amount of time. Now, the thing that we already talked about is the higher percentage return plays. Okay, the higher percentage return plays are not going to be in blue chips. The higher percentage return plays are going to be in smaller plays, right? We know that the smaller the play, the better percentage return. So that is why I like to look at penny stock plays. Now, penny stocks are a term. That does not mean that I'm actually looking for a stock that's 1 penny. I would not play a stock that's 1 penny. I personally look for anything between 50 cents all the way on up towards about $25. So when I am talking about penny stocks, I am talking about anything between 50 cents to $25. Because these are going to be plays that are going to get very nice returns for us. These are also plays that we can also afford. These are plays that we could be able to get involved in, and they are going to still be able to be manipulated from against social media. If you like it or not, plays are going to be manipulated by social media. You guys want to see an example of this? Let me know. Right now, I'll show you a perfect example on why social media is a huge manipulator to the market. Today, it is currently at this time, Monday, May 13th. Monday, May 13th. This play right here has GameStop spiking all the way on up. Does anyone have any idea why GameStop is spiking on up? Guys, GameStop, this was a play that spiked all the way back in 2021. This was the play that was everyone's favorite play back in 2021. Why in the world is GameStop spiking right now? I'll show you. Do you know who started the GameStop hype? Roaring Kitty. Roaring Kitty is an investor who is just a normal guy who was the first one to tell people to start buying GameStop. He's basically the guy that everyone talks about. He was the one that they made the movie after. Roaring Kitty, just a normal guy who, again, it started a whole entire Reddit group saying, everyone buy GameStop. It's going to have a short squeeze. And he was the first one to lead towards that ginormous rip and run. So, if you guys go over to Roaring Kitty's Twitter, guess what? Take a look at Roaring Kitty's Twitter. Last time he tweeted was back in June 18th of 2021. June 18th of 2021. But last night, he tweeted for the first time 13 hours ago. 11 million views this tweet got. That's it. 11 million views this one tweet got. How insane is that to think about? 63,000 likes. Let's go over to the comments section right here. You can see, welcome back, Diamond Hands, right? Tell us what we're buying. Time to mess up Wall Street again, right? You could see this guy rock hard, okay? You can see how everyone is excited to see what he is going to be getting himself in next. Everyone's putting green candles on up. Everyone's posting old videos of Roaring Kitty. Everyone's saying game on. Everyone again saying shorters are in trouble now. So the thing is, guess what's happening here? If Roaring Kitty was the guy that started the GameStop hype, and now he's basically saying, hey, I'm back. He's moving back forward, basically showing he's interested in a play. This whole entire spike today is absolutely fabricated. This whole entire rip and run today over on GameStop is all spiking because this one tweet got 11 million views today. How insane is that? 11 million views because a guy posted a picture of him moving forward, showing that he's now interested in possible GameStop, possible a new play, but every trader is saying, uh-oh, GameStop time. And you're telling me that, oh, well, why is this stock moving on up? Oh, this stock's moving on up right now because it's a good, healthy company. No, GameStop's not a good, healthy company right here. People are buying it because the guy who started the entire squeeze just posted for the first time in 2.5 years. That's why GameStop's going on this huge rip and run. And guess what happens? Imagine, let's just imagine here. Let's imagine if all of a sudden he tweeted and says, hey, my next new play is this one. I'm done with GameStop. GameStop would come crashing all the way down to the ground and everyone would move over to the next play. So what you have to realize is Roaring Kitty's a little bit of an exception. If Roaring Kitty tweets something, there's millions of people that are going to buy it. Millions of people that are going to buy it. But if, again, a normal, let's say, guy who just has 90,000 followers, 50,000 followers, whatever, has a Discord, has a chat room, if he, again, posts everyone go buy a play, it's very quick up and very quick on down. But don't miss this golden era we have right now in front of us of basically pure manipulation off of, again, social media. Now, some people were asking and saying to me, hey, Deck, is shorting these plays, right? Or shorting these plays right here, is this illegal in any sort of way? Is this anything bad? I mean, it seems like a lot of people pump up plays right here. What we're doing is 100% legal. If I said, hey, everyone go buy this play right now for no reason whatsoever, and I was already in on that play, that would be me pumping it to you, basically me trying to get profits from you guys. That's what's illegal. if we see other people pumping up plays, and we know that these are plays that are just going to come crashing back on down, and these are plays that are going to just be based off fluff, and we are using an investment edge and saying to ourselves, wait a minute, I know that this guy on social media, this guy on Twitter, this guy on Facebook, this guy on Instagram, this guy on TikTok, he's just pumping up plays trying to make money off of his followers. Instead of joining his followers and making that guy a lot of money, do you know what we do? We say, hey, the moment that guy sells and tells his whole entire sheep to sell, guess what? The whole entire stock's gonna come crashing all the way back on down. So instead, we use that investment edge. We say, hey, we are going to get ready for that crash, for that when that guy inevitably sells and takes profit, we're going to make money the entire way back on down. So are we doing anything illegal? Are we doing anything bad whatsoever? No, not at all. Not even close. All we're doing is saying, hey, I think this play is up on fluff. Hey, I think this play is up on nothing. Hey, all these penny stocks, 99% of them come crashing back on down. Hey, this play is up just because a whole bunch of people are buying it off social media. Hey, this play is up because this guy on Discord said everyone go buy it. There is no reason whatsoever on why these plays are up. So that's why they come all the way crashing all the way back on down. So this is the beauty of stock trading. Understanding, finding this social media, understanding how hype works, understanding the action, the activity, and really right here, right now, this is, the shorting group here. What I plan on doing here with you guys every single day is I want to be able to take down everything that is fluff, everything that is manipulated, everything that is up for no reason whatsoever, and basically say, hey guys, we are going to be getting ready to see these things dump on off. We are going to be getting ready to see all these plays crack. We are going to be ready to see all these plays fall apart. We're going to be ready to see all these plays come crashing on down, and we make money as these plays start fading and falling. So, I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys are ready to rock and roll. I hope you guys are with me right now, and I hope you guys are just absolutely jacked on up at this moment. Absolutely jacked on up. Absolutely fired up at this time. So, team, 10:04 a.m., right? 10:04 at this moment. Let's keep this party going. The next thing that we need to be able to talk about here, and I want to take actually a short little break here. Let's take a 2-minute break, and I want to open up the floor to any questions that you guys have at this moment. I don't want to go too far, so let's take a second here. I'm going to open up the floor to any questions that you guys may have at this moment. So everyone, let's just take a quick little breather. I know, again, we've been moving for the last hour straight. I'm going to put GameStop up on here. I'm actually going to go get a quick bottle of water as well. So GameStop is currently halted right now. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, type them on out. If you don't have any questions, go over, go get yourself a drink of water, use the bathroom, and we still got another hour of talking and making sure that we're all set, ready to go. All right? So give me 2 seconds. I'm going to let these questions come on through, and we'll be all set, ready to rock and roll, and I'm really pumped on up. So I'm going to just get a quick drink of water, and then we'll keep this party going. I'll answer all your questions. Let's do it, team. Great start. Great start getting everyone prepared today. Great start, traders. traders, let's get back to this. Let me answer some questions for everyone. Answer the questions that are here at this time. All right. So, let me go over this. Let me turn off this music. All right. So, what we have here is Casey. Casey asks, I'm going to bring these over on the live stream so you guys can be able to watch them and listen to them as well. So, first question we have right here, and again, some questions I may not answer, guys, just because there'll be lessons in the future, okay? So if I say, hey, we're going to be going over this, it just means I have an entire lesson set to go over it all. So Casey asks, first things first. Awesome. All right, so Casey asks right here, said, Deck, why did you ever stop shorting? So that's a great question. Why did I stop shorting? I'm making so much money. Why am I stopped shorting at one point? And the answer was, it's because so many people in chat wanted to learn options. I am here being able to teach you, being a mentor. And yes, after again, what was it? 8 years of trying different strategies, 8 years of shorting, 8 years of doing what I do. I definitely wanted to see if there was something that was better. I just wanted to explore. I know so many people in chat were saying options. I want to learn about options, talk about options. So I stopped shorting. I said, hey, you know what? Maybe options is better. I'm making all this money shorting. I'm making all this money shorting these plays, shorting these stocks, making all this cash. But I'm hearing all this hype and so much greatness about options. Maybe I'm missing out. Maybe instead of making $500,000 a year, I could be making $1 million a year, maybe $2 million a year. Am I missing out while everyone else is, profiting so much? So guess what? I went over to options. Did options for about a year. Learned it. Figured it out. Time decay, strike price, expiration, gamma, implied volatility, this, that. Just not as profitable to me, not as crazy to me, not as fun to me, not as predictable to me. I feel like the odds are against me. So I didn't leave shorting just because it's like, oh, let me just start something random. It's just I heard so much about options and I'm like, you know what? Let me give this a chance. But the thing is, I think options are almost like one big scam. I think options, honestly, are like one big, people hear about people making a lot of money on options, so then people go after options. When rather it's better to just be predictable and just go after shorts. So that's I feel like that you have everything going against you in options. I really do. So I wanted to give it a chance, but after figuring it out, I'm like, man, I feel like I'm sitting playing slot machines. No matter what, over time, you're going to lose. That's what I felt like when I was doing options. Do you usually hold for minutes, hours, or days on your short? Hiker, great question. A lot of times in these penny stocks, it might only be a few minutes. So let's take a look over on ACIU right here. ACIU. This morning came out with a hot press release, right? ACIU went from $2. This took 3 minutes. Each spike is 3 minutes. So each candle is 3 minutes. Here's a 3-minute spike. Here's a 3-minute spike. Here's a 3-minute spike. We had 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 minutes it took to get to the top. Then the stock went from $4 and crashed all the way down to $3.50. There's a 50-cent drop in the matter of 6 minutes. If you're in on 50-cent drop, and let's say you have 2,000 shares, which would be a $6,000 investment. In 15 minutes, you can make $1,000. You might just want to lock in your profits right there. So the thing is, these plays right here, it all depends on how long you want to hold. So a lot of people try to nail the one big drop. Some people say, hey, Deck, I know this stock is going to be a whole bunch of garbage. I'm just going to keep holding it throughout the entire day and let it keep on fading and falling. So personally, for me, I've always been a trader that I like to lock in my profits quickly. I like to lock in my gains, when I have them. But there are a lot of people who short penny stocks who jump in pre-market and hold the entire day. Because as we talked about, a lot of these plays do just tend to fade on off. Take a look at TVGN. Imagine you jumped in on pre-market and you're still holding throughout this entire day. You're still making a lot of money. You're still making a lot of cash. But at the same time, take a look at CCLD. CCLD went on a monster spike, came crashing all the way back on down. If you kept on holding, unfortunately, you'd be in the red. So all these plays spike and give back their gains. Most of them tend to fade on off. Every now and then, maybe one or two will work themselves back on up. Let's take a look at GameStop at this moment. Guys, GameStop, what goes up must come down. Do not be the trader. That is the person that is doing what? Buying at the tippity top. GameStop has gone from $24, spikes all the way up to $38. And guess what eventually happens? It eventually gets too high. It eventually gets too high of a top. It eventually gets to a point where traders say, hey, I got to lock in profits, and momentum has shifted. Traders, I can guarantee there are hundreds to thousands of people right now that are basically pissed that they are saying, I can't believe I was the person that bought in at $38. I can't believe I bought in at $37. Who here has been the person that says, oh, guys, I thought Roaring Kitty was going to spike it up to $500 again. GME just went all the way from $25 to $26 to $27 to $30 to $31 to $32 to $33 to $35 to $37, and I bought at $37. Who's been the person that's ever bought all the way at the top just get dumped on? And no matter what it seems like you do, you always lose. Let's take a look, guys. There are so many people out here that are probably saying, oh man, this sucks. This stinks right here. Right? Resistance at 27. I love you guys so much. Went back in time. I would store in Normandy with you. Manipulation. Welcome new bag holders. Next pump 2 years from now. Back in our 24. Right? So it's basically womp womp. It's basically a ton of people right now saying this is bearish. Congrats, bulls. You got to be crazy if you don't take profits now. Get out. This got to be a trap. Not falling for it. Get out. So the thing is, guys, you know, a lot of people buying all the way at the tippity top here. And you can't listen to social media when you want to trade. When I first started, guys, I'm going to say this right away. When I first started stock trading, I listened way too much to social media. And you know why I listened to social media? Because I assumed that everyone that typed on out knew more than I knew. Right? That's what I assumed. When I didn't have any sort of information whatsoever, and I typed on out, hey, I think this play is going to fall. And I have people saying, oh, you think it's going to fall? That's the worst decision I've ever heard. You are going to lose so much money. Guess what? I say, oh, yeah, you're probably right. Let me not, think it's going to fall. Let me go up. And then guess what happens? It comes crashing on down. Do not be a person that gives other people more power over you. So if you're saying, okay, I think GameStop right here is going to, go on up, right? It's going to go on up at this time. And you are just read, oh, this may go back under $20. And now you're like, oh man, Sooner Nation 247, he's probably right? It's like, who is this guy? This guy has 4 followers, right? Same exact thing if you're like, okay, I'm going to buy this play. I'm going to buy this play right now. And then you see Ryuk, have some guy kissing a monkey, right? It's like, none of these people probably have the level of education you're about to have. The level of education behind these trades and understanding how these trades actually work. I only look at social media to get ideas of where people are focused on. I don't look for advice on social media. I look to see where the volume's at. I like to look to see where the hype's at. I like to see where the momentum's at. I like to see where the action's at. And then once I know what is hot, once it has the volatility, that's where I go ahead and I say, okay, GameStop's a very hot play right now. GameStop's going to, getting very weak. I bet you GameStop's going to get a bounce play probably after this. It's probably going to open up somewhere around like $27, $26 and probably get a bounce play because traders, again, think about it as the psychology. Psychology is GameStop went on a monster spike. GameStop now going on a monster dump. Traders once said, hey, Roaring Kitty is buying it. I'm going to buy it. Ooh, now it's up too high. It's time for me to sell it. And most likely, people are going to say, ooh, now it's a dip buy. Let me go ahead and look to buy it. So you're probably going to get a dip buy somewhere within this region because, again, that's how other traders are thinking about it. You don't look at StockTwits and look at a guy, kissing a monkey and say, oh, yeah, okay, this guy gave me good advice, right? You have to be able to figure things out yourself here. All right, so let's make sure we have this. Do you use any indicators for the reversal, such as pivot points? I'm going to teach you, and I'll even give you a little heads up right now. LFG Leo asking me, how do we able to find reversals? We are going to find reversals from 2 different areas. Number 1 is going to be previous chart resistance, and number 2 is going to be upper shadows. I'm going to teach you guys one of the best cheat sheets there are in the stock market. One of the best ways to know. You guys ready for this? And we're going to dive into an entire deep dive lesson on this. But right here, right now, I'm going to teach you one of the best ways to know when to get out of your buy and when to start getting involved in shorts. How to know that a stock is about to fall. How to know that we're about to make a lot of money on shorts. And it's by looking at those upper shadows. When I take a look over on GameStop right here, and I ask, where is this stock going to reverse at? You can see every single time we had an upper shadow. If that is in pre-market right here. An upper shadow is the upper band of the candle. It almost just looks like a black line coming out of that candle. This upper shadow leads to this drop. This upper shadow has led to this sell-off. This upper shadow led to this sell-off. Deck, can you show any other examples? Sure, let's just go. GME is the number 1 top gainer. Let's go to ACIU as the number 2 top gainer. ACIU, Deck, how do I know when to short this play? You guys want to know? ACIU, when you see a very big spike and you see the upper shadow. The upper shadow means exhaustion. When a stock gets exhausted, that is where the stock is now going to say, hey, it's time to start reversing. Hey, it's time to start moving in the opposite direction. Hey, it's time to start dropping on down. So if I take a look at ACIU, spike, 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 clear cut upper shadow, reversal on down. It's almost like I always say, when you climb a mountain, you put the flag at the very top of the mountain. I have reached the summit. You go back down the mountain now. So the ACIU, very nice spike, hit the upper shadow. That's the tippity top. Take a look at GameStop right here. Guess what happens? GameStop, we have spiked our way on up. We hit the top of the mountain. Buyers are now exhausted. They take their profits. Here's the reversal on down. You will realize that nearly every single time you have an upper shadow, it is going to lead towards selling. Not only on, let's say, the minute chart, but let's just go over to ACIU right here on the daily chart. And let's see what we have on the daily chart here, team. Right? Take a look over on this. Here's a very big upper shadow. You can see reversal. Here's a big upper shadow. You can see reversal. You can do this a ton with these plays. Here's a very big upper shadow. They're easy to find. They stick out like sore thumbs. When you see a big upper shadow, take a look. There's a reversal. Right? Let's take a look at GameStop, guys. Let's just do this with GameStop. When we see a big upper shadow on the daily chart, let's bet that we're going to see a reversal the next few days. Okay? So let's see here. All right? Look at this. Here is upper shadow, big reversal, upper shadow, big reversal, upper shadow, big reversal. It really comes on down to the larger the time frame, the better chance you have of seeing that reversal. So for instance, you want to see it super clear? Look at the weekly chart. Here's a monster upper shadow. The following week was all red. Here's a monster upper shadow. The following week is all red. Here's a monster upper shadow. The following few weeks are all red. Upper shadow, sell off. Upper shadow, sell offs. Upper shadow, sell offs. It's so simple. It's so easy. You see upper shadows, you can understand that we are going to be seeing reversals in the future. So we're going to dive into lessons on that. Don't worry. We're going to teach you guys how to be able to find it, how to be able to see it, when to enter, how to enter, all that stuff. Jiggy, do you have any shorts now? I'm not in on anything. Obviously, I'm going to be teaching you guys, everything coming on up. Is Webull a good shorting broker? I would give it again like 50-50. They're not bad. I don't think they're great. I don't think they're great, but I don't think they're bad. I think they definitely have, shorts available at times, but you might run into a little bit here and there. As I said, the broker that I use is Lightspeed. If you guys want to use the same broker, have the same plays, those are the ones that I'm going to be using. How much do you need in your account to short? You need $2,000 for the majority of brokers to short. Lightspeed, $2,000 to use their web platform, $5,000 to use their active trading platform. If you don't have $2,000, what I highly suggest is paper trade until you get to $2,000. Lenvy, what if you locate shares and the stock gets halted for several days? Hey, you're still in on that play. If a stock gets halted for several days, that's what you would want. The longer a stock gets halted, the better chance it has of selling off huge. So we're actually going to be talking about halts in the future. But yes, the longer a halt, the better chance you have of a huge sell-off. So don't worry, that would be great. Do you start looking at pops at 6 a.m.? It looks like that is where ACIU popped. Correct. So news, we're going to be talking about press releases coming out in the future. News usually comes out at 7 a.m., 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock. These quick morning spikes, absolutely, guys. Let me ask you guys a question right now. In the future here, we're going to dive into all these lessons. Again, today's just an introduction. Today's day one. Getting your mind thinking, getting those wheels turning, getting those tools, again, those wrenches going in your mind here. What I want you guys to understand at this time here is I want you guys to ask yourself, if you saw ACIU pop this morning at 6 o'clock, okay, and you could have ended your day from getting in at $4, and by the time the stock market opened, or right after it opened, it was all the way back down to $3, a dollar drop, and you could make $1,000 before the market even opened. Would you guys like that? But you had to wake up a little earlier. You had to sacrifice sleep for profit. Like for instance, CCLD. CCLD spiked at 8 o'clock in the morning. If you were up and awake, CCLD came out with news, spiked on up to the price of $2.70, and within about 15 minutes later, it's all the way back on down towards $1.50. If you had a $2,700 account, you could have been able to make $1,200 within 20 minutes. And then there's your day. You are going to have to realize, though, a lot of these plays, a lot of these penny stock rips and runs, a lot of these pump and dumps are going to happen in the morning. They are going to happen when the hot press releases come on out. Now, some people may not like that because they have to wake up earlier. Some people may say, hey, Deck, this is great. I got my 9 to 5 job later on. I could trade in the morning, make a lot of profit, then go to my 9 to 5 job. If you guys are over in California, yes, you could wake up super early, make your profits, then go back to bed and have the entire day for yourself. So that's what's so beautiful, and that's what's so awesome, and that's what's so terrific about shorting these plays is they are so quick, so volatile, so huge, so wild that they go straight on up and they come straight back on down. And when these plays go straight on up and these plays come straight back on down, bada boom, there's your day and you're all set. Stock trading, you are not supposed to be in front of your computer 24/7. People think, okay, hey, let me be in front of my computer for all 8 hours of the stock market. No, you don't want that, guys. You don't want to be in front of the computer all set, 8 hours of the stock market. You want to be able to trade and go live your life. Sure, we talked about this earlier. You need that $1 million work ethic where you are putting in the work. You are getting the results. You are, again, pushing yourself. But that does not mean, again, sitting here and over trading 24/7, trying to make as much money as you can, just gambling and gambling and gambling. That is not what you want. Will you institute certain stop losses to your plays, given shorts get carried away? Absolutely. Now, this is also a very important thing that people talk about. People ask me all the time. They say, Deck, isn't shorting super risky? It's a very popular question. I'm very happy you asked that question. You said, isn't shorting risky? And why is shorting so risky? What is the theory of why shorting is so risky? Let's say a stock, guys, is at $5. And let's say you have $5,000 in your account. Okay, you have $5,000 in your account. If a stock is at $5, okay, and let's say you jump in on it and it falls, and you bought this play, okay, you buy this play. So let's say you buy it, you bet that it's going to go on up. I jumped in on it, hoping that it goes on up. But this play goes from $5 and it falls over time, and it falls over time, and it falls all the way to nothing, and the company goes bankrupt. How much did you lose when the stock goes all the way to $0? You lost your account. You lost $5,000 because you bought the stock, you bet it was going to go up, and it fell all the way back on down. Now, let's change the scenario. The scenario is you are now shorted $5,000. You are betting that this play right here is going to drop and fall. Now, guess what happened? Let's say, hypothetically, the stock goes on up, stock goes on up, stock goes on up, stock goes on up, and it goes up to $10. Guess what? You lost your account. Stock went from $5 to $10, you lost your account. So where does the fear come in? People will say, oh, well, what if it goes up to $11 or $12 or $15? That means you are now, again, losing more money, and losing more money. Well, brokers, they actually had to deal with this back in the early 2000s or the early teens of the 2000s, where people would be on a $5,000 short, and then it would go to $11, $12, $13, and then they actually went into debt. They were, again, not only down $5,000 from losing their account, but they were still holding the play, hoping it would come back, but now they're down $1,000 in debt. Now they're down $2,000 in debt. Now they're down again $5,000 in debt. That will not happen nowadays. Nowadays, and double check with your broker, of course, use your due diligence, is that your broker will actually get you out of your play. It will liquidate your account. So on Lightspeed, who is my broker, if I am ever in on a $5,000 position and the stock goes from $5 to $6 to $7 and $8 and $9, once I lose 90% of my account, my broker takes me out of my play. They will not allow me to go into debt, because that's just going to lead towards the broker having issues. That's going to lead towards you having issues. That's going to lead to everyone having problems. So the thing is, once you lose 90% of your account, your broker will take you out so you can't go into debt. But always double check with your broker to make sure that happens. Now, you might say, well, Deck, that doesn't sound fun at all. 90% of our account, we could lose that? Guys, you could lose 90% of your account buying plays and it falls on down. You could lose 90% of your account by, again, saying it's going to go down and saying it's going to go on up. Deck, you could lose 90% of your account of a stock moving sideways and doing option trades on time decay. Regardless, no matter what you do, you could lose all your money in the stock market. So what's the very simple solution? The very simple solution is have a stop loss. If we bet that this play is going to fall and fade, and let's say it starts moving itself on up and starts going right here, guess what I do? I don't just hold and hope. I get out of the play. And you know what? I might end up losing $300. But that's fine. I ended up losing $300. Guess what happens? The stock went on a crazy rip and run. I could have lost everything, but I have a stop loss. Just like if you guys, again, jump in on a play right here and say, ooh, I bet it's going to go up. I bet it's going to go up. And let's say the stock starts going on down. Guess what you do? You have a stop loss. You don't hold it until you lose your entire account. You get out, you lose $300, you cut out, and now you get ready for your next play. So that is going to be something I want you guys to understand. We are going to have stop losses. So we can only lose the minimum and we can win the maximum. We are going to have stop losses on our plays. We are going to have stop losses on our trades. We're going to have stop losses on every single play that we get ourselves involved in. So we are never going to take unnecessary risk, right? We are not going to have that unnecessary risk there. Man Bizarro saying, what's a good starting amount to start shorting? So the good starting amount to start shorting, guys, is going to be the more you have, the merrier. That is just the honest fact. Because the more money you have, the more trades you're going to be able to get involved in. The more money you have, the more shares that you're going to be able to trade. If you can get involved in more plays and you can be able to afford more shares, you're going to be able to have more opportunities to make money. It does come on down to the smaller amount of money you have, the smaller amount of profits you have, right? That's just the honest fact. If you have $1 million to trade, expect to be able to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you have $1,000 to trade, expect to make, $80, $90, $100 on your trades. So you need to, take what you have with a grain of salt. So yeah, just wanted to answer a lot of these questions here, making sure everyone's all good. All right, guys, let's talk about the next thing I wanted to talk about. We can definitely kind of go into more questions after this next segment here. So this next segment that I want to be talking about, going into, of course, our day one and our introduction at this time, is going to be something that every person is going to have to go face with. Okay? And it's not going to be fun. It's going to be a little annoying. And what is that, guys? Take a guess what I'm going towards. That is going to be the PDT rule. Okay? The PDT rule. The PDT rule is going to be something that every person that has less than $25,000 is going to be facing. So let me again put this right here. PDT rule meaning. Let's kind of go over this together. So what is the PDT rule? The PDT rule is the pattern day trade. A pattern day trader is a regulatory designation for those traders or investors who execute 4 or more day trades over the span of 5 business days using a margin account. The number of days trades must constitute more than 6% of the margin account's total trade activity during the 5 business day window. So, if you are a brand new trader, I have some bad news for you, unfortunately. But I'm going to tell you it because I have to. You cannot just trade nonstop as much as you want. If you are a trader that is looking to short, you have to be using a margin account. Now, what is a margin account? A margin account is going to give you double, triple, even quadruple of how much money you have in your current account. So here's the beauty of this, guys, okay? If you want to short, you have to use a margin account, okay? So let's talk about this and let's go over the PDT rule. We have our margin here. Margin is going to give us double, triple, quadruple our buying power. So when you guys set up your account on Lightspeed, if you set your account up on any other broker that you may have, guess what? You invest $2,000 in on this play. You guys are now going to have 4 times your buying power over on Lightspeed. So this is the beautiful thing that you guys are going to be very excited about. You now have $8,000 that you can trade. That sounds exciting. Because I know before you guys are saying to yourself, oh man, this is kind of nuts. This is kind of crazy. I only have $2,000. Well, when you're on a margin account, you have $8,000 that you can trade with. Now, this is where it's a very strong pro and a very strong con. If you are not an experienced trader, you are going to most likely abuse this $8,000, and that can lead towards very big losses. So let's think about it. If you have a $2,000 account at this time and you're saying, all right, Deck, I only have $2,000, but now I have $8,000 with my margin and buying power. This is so great because now I can trade stocks like ACIU. I could get 2,000 shares. Let's just think about this, guys. Let's think about this in the best case scenario. ACIU right here. This stock came up to $4, okay? $4. If you have a $2,000 account, you now have $8,000 in your account. Boom, $8,000 right here. You can now get 2,000 shares at the price of $4, okay? So now we have 2K shares. Now every time that this stock falls $1, you make $1,000 in profit. So every $1 drop is a $1,000 in profit. If the stock goes from $4 and is now sitting at $2.92, you are now going to be up or excuse me, every time it falls a dollar, you actually are going to make $2,000. So if this stock goes from $4, falls on down to $2.92, that would be a $1 and about 10-cent profit. 2,000 shares, that is going to be a $2,200 profit. So imagine this, guys. If you had a $2,000 account today, if you shorted ACIU at the price of $4 with your margin, you would have been able to double your account just today alone to $2,200. Think about how incredible and how awesome that is. But here's the downside. Let's change this over into a bad scenario. Let's change this over into the fact that you are saying to yourself, hey, Deck, what if I shorted at the price of $4 and let's say hypothetically, this stock ran all the way up towards $5? Well, if you shorted 2,000 shares at the price of $4, that's going to take you all $8,000 in your margin account right here, right? And with $8,000, you have a lot of money to make or possibly lose. Now, if the stock moves up to the price of $5, well, just like if it falls, you make $2,000. And just if you lose $2,000. Well, guess what happens? Once your funds settle on out, you lost $2,000 right here. You only had $2,000 in your account. Your account is now gone. So margin sounds incredible because guess what? If you are right, you could double your account on the day. You could triple it. You could quadruple it. You could be able to make so much money. But if you're wrong, you can lose so much money even quicker. So, team, right now I'll show you on my account. On my account, I have over $25,000 in my account. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this. I'll bring this on over so you guys can see absolutely everything. And let me grab this. So look at this. So right now in my account, I have $25,703 over on my Lightspeed account. But I can trade upwards of $102,000 in my account. How cool is that? So basically, if I wanted to get involved over on these plays, I want to get involved in GameStop here. Okay, let's think about GameStop because this would be a realistic play that I would like to get involved in. GameStop, I would want to say, let me get 2,000 shares on GameStop. That's what I would like to do. Here's 2,000 shares. I want to bet against GameStop. That is going to cost me, if it is currently at $31,000, it is going, or $31. That is going to cost me $62,000 in buying power. Now, can I get that? Absolutely. I have $102,000 in buying power. But that is going to now show that every single time GameStop drops $1, every time again GameStop falls $1, I'm now going to make $2,000 in profit. Okay? So if I shorted at the price of $31.45, right now it's at $30.71. I would be up about $1,400 right now. How great is that? Right? So as it falls and fades, and the bigger the play here, guess what? This stock was all the way up towards what? $38? It went from 38 all the way on down to 31 right now. That's a $7 drop. That's how, again, I can make $14,000 in today. $14,000 profit today if I went from this point to where it's at right now. That's a $14,000 profit. Now, at the same time, though, you need to understand, if this play goes opposite and I lose $14,000, well, then guess what? I wake up tomorrow, $25,000 in my account, minus again $14,000. Well, guess what I'm waking up with tomorrow, guys? I'm only waking up with about $11,000 in my account. I just lost a good portion of my account. At the same time, if I won $14,000, I'm waking up tomorrow and I'm going to have $39,000 in my account. So you can see how margin, guys, can make you a ton of money. But at the same time, margin can also lose you a ton of money. So this is where you do have to be experienced. This is where you do have to say to yourself, all right, let me be a smart trader. Now, I am going to post this into chat right now. I'm going to post something very important. I post this many times in chat. Traders that have been members on Tradecaster have seen that I've posted this a bajillion times here before. So this is what I want you guys to truly understand, okay? I'm going to post this right here, and I want to read this together. Two things here. I want to get this, and then I also want to get this. I am going to read this out loud. I'm going to tell you this right now, but nearly no one's going to follow it. Maybe a few people are going to follow it, and I'm telling you right now at this moment, If you follow this, you will have such an incredible chance of being successful. It's almost guaranteed. But still, 99% of people will not follow what I'm about to say. You guys ready for it? All right, here we go. Most traders lose from one thing, and that's lack of experience. You probably have heard me say a million times in chat already, if you just started day trading, this is a completely different world than regular stock investing, especially when it comes to shorting. This is a fast-paced, in and out action based on momentum. The absolute number one reason why new traders fail is they trade before they are ready. If you have never picked up a football, don't expect to play in the NFL. If you never touched a basketball, don't expect to be in the NBA. It takes time to be great at something. When I first started stock trading, I was awful. But after a few months of paper trading, it started to click. The reason I am a successful stock trader today is because I paper traded first. If I used real money right away, I would have lost everything. You need to allow yourself to learn before jumping in and trading against some of the best other traders in the world. So I am again throwing out there, please paper trade first, guys. Everything I teach you, please understand that you are going to have trials. Please understand that you are going to make rookie mistakes. Please understand that you are just not going to wake up tomorrow and be great at this. You will want to build experience. And the last thing I ever want you guys to do is build experience by losses of real money. Lose fake money. And then once you start winning fake money, then go to real money. So let's think about the right way to do this. So after you paper trade and study, it is then time to build up your emotional tolerance. The best thing to do when you first start trading is week 1, trade with no more than 50 shares. I understand this means you will not make much, but you cannot lose much either. Week 1 is more about learning to deal with emotions of trading rather than actually making big profits. Week 2, bump it up to 100 shares per trade. Week 3, 200 shares, etc. Each week, your mind and emotions will learn to cope with real trading and real money. You cannot jump to 2,000 shares per day and expect to be okay. Follow the process. So traders, please read this, screenshot this, write this down, print this, whatever you need to do. This is so crucial and this is so important. Every single month, every single year, I see new traders jump on. They say, hey, Deck, I finally saved up enough money. I finally have $2,000. I finally have $3,000. And guess what? They start trading right away and they lose. It would be like basically, again, me telling you, hey, you never picked up a football before? Here, go play for the Patriots. Go play for the Jets. Go play for the Chiefs. And you say, okay, well, you'll tell me the right play, right? Yeah, I'll tell you the right play, but you never thrown a football before, right? Yeah, no, but you'll tell me the right play, so I'll be okay, right? I say, right? If I say, hey, go ahead, you're on the Chiefs right now. Run a fake 23 blast, backside George reverse. Make sure you got a hot route coming in. Watch the man on the middle, might shoot the A gap. Guess what happens? You might say, well, I don't really know what's going on here. Hike, hike, hike. All of a sudden, 300-pound men are laying on top of you. Your ankles are behind your head, and you're out for the next 2 years because, again, you broke your meniscus, right? The thing is, you can't come wobbling over to me and say your play didn't work. That's not true. The play was perfect. Did you know how to do the play? Do you have experience? Do you know how to read a defense? Do you know how to do all these things? No, I don't know how to do that. So why do we expect to be able to throw a touchdown here? If you have never lifted before, you've never lifted a weight before in your life, can you just say, oh yeah, put 3 big plates on each side and start repping out 315 pounds? No, you start with the bar and then you move your way on up. So I know it's not something anyone likes to hear, but guys, I ask, please paper trade first. And then after you are successful, let's go over and build up your emotional tolerance. Paper trading is for experience, not your emotions. The big thing is I finally get people to paper trade and then they say, okay, I'm ready to start trading real money. Then they go over to big shares of real money. Say, Deck, I don't get it. Every time again I paper traded, I go to real money. I get so scared and now I don't want to do the same thing. Well, we paper trade, now we take baby steps in a real money. Just like, again, our muscles, we have to build up our emotional tolerance muscle, which is going to be, we don't just do 10,000 shares and have $20,000 on the line. We do 50 shares. We have $300 on the line. I know what your heart's going to pump over that. And then once 50 shares turn into nothing to you, go up to 100 shares. Then your heart starts pumping again. And then once that becomes dull, you go to 300 shares. Then you go to 500. Then you go to 1,000. Then you go to 2,000. So your heart's not going crazy and you're not making dumb mistakes. Guys, guess what? I'm not saying this to brag in any sort of way, but if I do again 1,000 shares on a stock that's, $2, my heart doesn't pump at all. I'm not getting, any sort of, because I'm so used to it, right? If I do a $300,000 investment and I'm seeing my P&L up and down $20,000, sure, my heart's going crazy. When your heart's going crazy, it means you're outside your limits. You're outside your tolerance. You're outside where you should be. You should be able to trade cool, calm, and collective. That is where your money spot is. If you feel like you're freaking out, you're saying, I don't, that's where, again, you're in too high. You're in too high. Limit those shares. So follow this, guys. Learn over these next 30 days. Paper trade, then become successful, then start small, then grow, then become bigger. Okay? So that is what I always want you guys to be able to understand. I always want to make sure that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll here. So I always like showing this as well. Let's see. This is always like the example I always say to traders here. I believe this is the right scene here. And again, the right scene here that I always say is this is Apollo 13. Apollo 13, they want to land on the moon. Let's see what happens here when they want to land on the moon here.
Look, I know this sequence works, John.
The sequence looks good. We're just over budget on the amperage.
By how much?
3 or 4 amps.
God damn it, John. Is it 3 or 4?
4. 4!
4 more amps.
So basically what they're doing here, if you haven't seen this movie, is you need to understand what they're doing is they're in a simulator. He's in a simulator right now trying to figure out, okay, how can I land this rocket on the moon? Or how can I get these boys back on home? And look at, he's sweating. He's saying to himself, oh man, I got to be able to make this happen, right? He's taking it so serious. He's trying to figure out, oh wow, can I be able to do this? This is the same mentality you need a lot of times with your stock trading. You need to take it that serious. Say, hey, this is life or death, right? That's the way I thought about it. If I was going to be a successful stock trader, I'm taking it that serious. Even when I'm paper trading, I'm sweating. I'm saying to myself, I need to make this work. If I can't grow a fake account, why in the world could I grow a real account? That's what you guys need to be able to figure on out here. Okay? So let's get back to this PDT rule. We talked about margin a little bit, and margin is, insane. Margin's wild. I do not suggest you use margin until, again, you build up. Remember, paper trading first. Then, of course, go to small shares. Then after small shares, use your account, your full account. Then if you want to, go to margin. Build up that tolerance. So right now, no margin for anyone. But realize how great margin can be when you only have $2,000. You can now trade with $8,000. You guys want to see how crazy some people get with margin? Someone post that Mexi picture. There are cryptocurrency brokers, if you guys do not know, that actually allow you to get up to 100x margin. How insane is that? 100x margin. Guys, isn't that nuts? Isn't that absolutely wild to be even seeing? You guys can, there are crypto accounts right here. Take a look where you can be able to get 68x margin. So if you guys wanted to, you guys can go over to your calculator, right? And say, okay, Deck, I have $2,000. I can times that by 68, and now I have $136,000 to trade with. That's insane. Basically, again, Lightspeed gives you 4 times. There are cryptocurrency brokers that give you 68, 75 times. Now, what is so dangerous about this? If you put in $136,000 and the stock moves down a little bit, you're down $2,000, your account's gone. So the thing is, as I said, margin is good in limitations. It's almost stupid. It's pointless at 68,000 because if you put in $136,000 of margin and you have a $2,000 account, the moment the stock moves down a little bit, your account's completely gone because you lost $2,000. Once you lose your account, it's gone. So 2 times margin is okay, right? 3 times margin is okay. Even 4 times, you're starting to push it a little bit if you don't have discipline. But something like this, 68x, it's ridiculous. You would have to buy it and it only goes straight up. You would have to buy a play and it only goes straight up. But that is like what margin is and why some people have been able to be so successful. You ever hear people say, oh, I've turned $1,000, I turned $2,000 into $100,000? They're using margin, right? Which gives them that little extra boost, gives them that little extra kick. but you need to remember it is, again, very dangerous. I will be using margin. When I'm growing my account, I want to have $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 that I can trade with, right? So if you have $5,000 in your account, once you guys sign up to Lightspeed, you guys now have $25,000 in your account to trade. You can be able to grow your accounts very significantly and very quick, but you guys have to realize, please, 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 I know I said it a bajillion times, right? You can lose it all, right? JR, what happens if you lose it? You lose it, right? That's stock trading. That's why I'm stressing at this time, margin is great in small doses. You will not want to use it if you are a new trader. Small doses only, right? So Baby Yoda says, Deck, so paper trade? No, you cannot use a cash account. So Baby Yoda said, Deck, paper trade, cash account, then margin? No, you don't use a cash account because you can't short on a cash account. Paper trade, use your normal account, as in you're still on a margin account, just don't go into the margin. And then later you can start, dibbling, dabbling on margin. So for shorting, we always have to be on a margin account. And remember, team, the beautiful thing is, imagine if I jumped in on this play, as I said, at $31. With, again, my 2,000 shares, I would be up right now $6,000. So this is how I was able to make these insane profits. By, again, using more money than what I had, and again, making these $5,000 a day, $8,000 a day, $12,000 a day, $6,000 a day, $5,000 a day, $8,000 a day, making, again, year to date, $570,000, month to date, $61,000. Yes, I am using margin, but I am going to tell you in the future, in these upcoming days, guys, how we can do it the correct way, okay? So I know, again, we're going over a lot right now. Guys, trust me. I know we've gone over a lot already. We've talked about a lot already. You might even, if you're a brand new trader, say, all right, Deck, we talked about shorting and we talked about upper shadows and we talked about margin. We're talking about the PDT rule right now. We have GameStop going on. We have social media hype. We have social media manipulation. We talked about how penny stocks fail. We talked about, again, blue chips, how they usually go on up. We're talking about scanners. We're talking about hot news. Guys, I don't want to overwhelm anyone, right? But we are, again, getting ourselves all prepared here. Now, let's go back to the PDT rule here, okay? The PDT rule. If you have less than $25,000 in your account, that's less than $25,000 even with margin, you will only be able to trade, what is it? Did they change it to 4 times or 3 times a day? When I was, again, on a smaller account, it was only 3 times for that week. Yes, guys, 3 times. Now, the reason why they have the PDT rule is because the SEC is basically looking out for you. That's what they're trying to do. They are trying to look after your account where they are saying, hey, we do not want this person. We do not want this lady. We do not want this trader to blow up their account by just trading too fast, too quickly, especially on margin. So guess what they do? They limit your trades. They say that you can trade 3 times over a 5-day period. Now, what is that going to lead to? Even though it sounds very annoying that you want to trade a lot more than that, it does help discipline. It does help you from over trading. And a lot of traders overtrade. A lot of traders can't help themselves. A lot of traders say, I want to keep on trading and trading and trading and trading. So the thing is, the PDT rule, even though you're going to get frustrated at times, even though you're going to say, Deck, I wish I could trade right now. I'm annoyed by this. It will be helpful. So what I want every single person to do at this moment is to realize that if you don't have any, if you have a day or if you have an afternoon that you can't trade, paper trade. Every broker, including Lightspeed, is going to have paper trading available for you. So when you open up a broker, you will be able to have paper trading available. So what I want you guys to do is when you guys are trading, trade, wait for that number 1 trade. For instance, GameStop today. Guys, what did I already tell you? Didn't I already tell you again an hour ago that this was going to be the top? Didn't I tell you that after we see the upper shadow that GameStop was going to fall from here? So what could we do? We could say, hey guys, let's get involved in GameStop and let's short this play. And we short it, and the stock goes from $38 and fall to $30. And you say, boom, Deck, I just made my money, I'm all set. But unfortunately, I don't have any more trades until Wednesday. I don't have any more trades until tomorrow, whatever it may be. Then go ahead and just log over to your paper trading side. And then once you log into your paper trading side, you'll be all set to just still keep practicing. Still be all set, ready to go. Still be all ready to rock and roll here. That's, again, a great way. Let me teach you, though, a way to get around margin if you would like to. There are 2 ways that you can get around the PDT rule, okay? Now, if someone asks, you didn't hear it from me. Okay, so these are the two ways that you guys can get around the PDT rule, which is going to be a little frustrating at times, but it is there to help you. If you have a little bit of a larger account here, okay, you can go over and you can, let's say you have $10,000. Okay, you have $10,000. Remember, you need to have above $25,000 to trade every day nonstop. Once you get above $25,000, you can trade as much as you want. You can trade every day. You can trade 100 times a day, every single morning, every single night, whatever you want. So, Deck, what if I don't want to just have 3 trades per week? I want to have more than 3 trades. What is a way that you can do this? Well, a way that I would suggest is by opening up 2 different accounts. So you can open up 2 different accounts on Lightspeed. You can open up 2 different accounts on different brokers, whatever you want, okay? So what I would do is I would split this right here into $5,000, right? So I'd put $5,000 over in this account, and then I would put $5,000 over in this account. Now, this account right here is going to be on Lightspeed. This account over here is, let's just say, whatever other broker. Let's just say Webull, okay? Now you have 5,000 here, 5,000 here. Now what you're going to do is you are going to put both of these accounts over on margin accounts. Okay, so you put both of these accounts over on margin. And now, guess what? You wake up the next morning and both of these accounts now have, since you're on margin, it has 4-to-1 buying power, is now you have $20,000 in each. So you have $20,000 over here, and now you have $20,000 over here. So your options are, you could keep your whole entire $10,000 if you wanted to. You can keep $10,000 all in one account right here, and then you could get $40,000, right, in margin. Or you can split it and do 5,000, 5,000, have 20,000, 20,000, and then you're all set, ready to go. If you do this method, you can trade this account on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Then you can trade this account over on Tuesday, Thursday, and then the next following week, when you trade on Friday, you trade this account on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then this account would switch over to Tuesday, Thursday, and then so on and so forth, and you could switch back and forth. So every single day, you can make one short if you wanted to. So that is a way to get around the PDT rule if you guys would like to, okay? And that would be, again, is splitting your money in half, opening up 2 different accounts, and now you guys can trade every single day nonstop. Or not nonstop, but you guys can trade every single day without having to sit out. Or you can keep all your money in one account and just have more buying power over on that one account if you would like to. Now, what is the other way that you guys can get around the PDT rule? The other way to get around the PDT rule is to get a broker outside of the United States. This is not what I suggest. I do not suggest this in any sort of way, but you can do this. This is the United States right here. So that's the USA. All right, USA. The USA, no matter where your broker is. If your broker is Lightspeed, if your broker is E-Trade, if your broker is TD Ameritrade, if your broker is Webull, if your broker is Charles Schwab, if your broker is Centerpoint, if your broker is TradeZero, whatever it may be, as long as your broker, right, is inside the United States, brokers in the United States, you are going to be underneath the PDT rule if you are on a margin account and if you have less than $25,000 in your account. Okay? So if you are underneath 25K, or if you guys are on a margin account, you will be underneath the PDT rule. The only way to get out of that is to be getting a broker that is outside the United States, such as in the Caribbean, or, let's say somewhere in a different island, or somewhere, in Europe, wherever it may be. So that is the only way for you guys to be able to do that. Now, I do not suggest that. You know why? Because sending your money outside the United States regulations, it's not illegal, it's just probably not very responsible. And the reason why it's not responsible is because the USA, if E-Trade ever lost your money, guess what? You could contact E-Trade. E-Trade has laws, they need to refund you, whatever it may be. If you send your money to Jamaica and you say, hey, all my money disappeared when I was in Jamaica or some sort of weird island, right? What are you going to do? You're going to contact a lawyer and say, hey, we're going to go down and sue Jamaica? Right? Those are different laws. Those are different things. Money goes poof. Money disappears. It might not be there. So even though, again, the PDT rule is annoying, it is there to help you. And if you're really not a fan of the PDT rule and you really want to trade a lot, split again your account into two. And if you're saying to yourself, oh, Deck, I don't want to split my account in two, I want to trade nonstop, then you got to get above 25,000, right? Those are the options. Well, Deck, do I have to have a margin? Do I have to use a margin account? Yes, you have to if you want to become a shorter. You cannot do any shorts on a non-margin account. Only on, again, cash accounts would that work. All right? So I want to make sure that you guys got that. Cash accounts will not work. Only margin accounts will. Okay? So make sure that you guys are all set, ready to go here. But let's take a little bit of a step back here for a second, traders. Let's take a step back here. Let's look at our top gainers on the day, and let's just figure out with the very limited knowledge that I've taught you already. Very small, very limited knowledge that I've already taught you already. Let's see how much money you could have possibly made today. If you looked at every single top gainer, and if you waited for an upper shadow to form, how much money you would have made. Let's just see. Okay, just off this. Very simple, very easy. So GameStop, we saw that there was pure social media manipulation, right? We already saw that. We already knew that Roaring Kitty came on out and he posted a tweet saying, just basically moving forward. This tweet has 13.7 million views. And guess what? Everyone started buying over into GameStop. So GameStop went on this very big spike because of social media manipulation. Then guess what happened? It formed an upper shadow. What did I tell you? When an upper shadow forms, it's time to start shorting. Upper shadow forms, time to short, you would have made a lot of money. Deck, I don't have $28,000 that I can trade. Remember, you're on a margin account. You can be able to afford this play. Even if you only have $2,000 in your account, you now have $8,000 in your account, and you would be able to get more shares available to trade on this. Now, please do not miss my words on up. I'm not telling people, oh, only have a $2,000 account, get $8,000, then short it all on GameStop. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, again, when you're an experienced trader and you know what to do and you know how to balance your margin and you know how to have a stop loss and you know, again, responsible trading, then yes, you can, again, be able to make those risks. But that would be a profitable trade. Let's take a look over on ACIU. ACIU went on a very big spike. Came on out with this upper shadow right here. Instead of being the guy that's chasing these at the very tippity top and saying, oh yeah, I'm going to buy this at the very top. This is going to be my absolute everything right here. I'm going to keep on buying and buying and buying. I'm going to hold this because this guy on Twitter told me to keep on buying. Guess what happened? This thing came crashing all the way back on down. This thing, again, got weaker. After we have that upper shadow, we saw that weakness. We saw it drop. We saw it fade. We saw it get weaker, right? Beautiful. Right, TVGN, there's the upper shadow. Upper shadow formed, stocks started coming crashing all the way back on down. Very simple, very easy. Look at that big, long upper shadow. It showed us that we climbed up the summit, we put the flag at the top, we got exhaustion, stocks started fading and started falling all the way back on down. Right, we can see these. AMC, a little bit of spike starting to fade. AMC kind of goes with the game, the meme stop type of plays and, the meme stop type of moves right here. So, traders, we have so much to learn. We have so much coming on up. We have so much that we need to dive into. We have so much that I am excited about. And I do want to take, it's 11 o'clock right now. I do want to take the next 20 minutes or so to answer any questions that you guys may have for us at this time. So right now, team, I do want to have questions right here so that you guys are all set, ready to go. And if you guys do have any questions, comments, concerns, right now is the perfect time to type it on out and ask. I'm going to answer questions probably for the next 10 to 15, 20 minutes. The Browns. When you showed your gains and losses, thank you for your transparency. A few losses were really big, such as 8K, 12K. Should I be afraid of those type of losses during the next 30 days? Are your stop losses tight, or would you say your stop losses are not very tight? Thank you. So again, awesome. So he's basically asking right here. He's saying, Deck, this right here, you had some big wins. 4,000, 8,000, 8,000, 6,000, 12,000. Are these gains or losses that you are going to experience? So basically, am I going to be putting myself in a position where I could lose $8,000? You need to understand that, remember, this is a much bigger account. So this is going to be an account with 6 figures of buying power. This is going to be an account to make $8,000. You're probably going to need at least, $50,000, in margin, right? If you have a $3,000 account, you don't need to be worried or scared that you're going to lose $8,000. That's not going to happen. That's impossible. So the thing is, if you have a $3,000, $4,000 account, what are realistic gains? Well, if you have a $4,000 account, and let's say you short a stock that's $4 and it falls down to $3, you just made $1,000 in profit. So what's a realistic gain? I would probably say $1,000 to $1,500. What's a realistic loss? I'm going to say the same exact thing, $1,000 to $1,500 in losses. So if you, let's say, have a margin account and now you have double, triple, quadruple, and you just turned $4,000 into $16,000, and let's say the stock is $4, and now instead of shorting $1,000 or 1,000 shares, you're now shorting 4,000 shares, and it goes all the way on down towards, again, $3. Well, you just made now a $4,000 profit. But at the same time, if it goes up $1, and guess what? You just lost 4,000. Well, you just lost a good portion of your account. So the thing is, it comes down to how much money you're putting in. The more money you put in, the more money you can make. But also, if you are not responsible, and if you are not responsible, the more money you are going to lose, right? And I know I'm just really, really stressing that here. NASDAQ boy, what time frame you on? We're going to do a quick time frame lesson tomorrow. So time frame, I'm always in usually the 1 minute to start off. So 1 minute is what we're going to be in on a lot of times. Does Lightspeed allow paper trading? Yes. When you open up when you open up your account with them, guys, they are going to give you a paper trading account, especially if you have a margin account, so you can trade on that when you are not having your funds settled. So remember, go ahead, get all set. This is who I'm using. And the reason why I'm posting this, guys, is because I want you guys to have the same exact broker I have. We'll have the same trades. We'll have the same entries. I can show you exactly what I'm doing. I can show you everything. I can show you literally everything that I'm doing. So make sure you guys are all set. Why can't we short on cash accounts? It's just, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. You know, that's the rule. You can't short on cash accounts. Just the rule that, you know, I can't make up. It's like, Deck, why can't I play basketball with a football? It's like, that's just the rules, right? That's the way it is. Instead of shorting, is it possible to buy puts? Not on most of these penny stocks. And remember here, guys, we're not here to do options. I went over why the odds are against you. I don't want you guys doing that. I don't want you guys saying, oh, Deck, instead of doing shorts, can I do puts? Didn't I show you already? Puts, you have time decay. Puts, you have implied volatility. Puts, you have a strike price. Puts, you have expiration date. Puts, you are going to lose in the long term on puts most likely. And again, I don't want to be that guy, but you have so much going against you. I am here to show you how to short. I am here to, again, teach you the right way to make money, or at least the way that I've been able to make money. And again, all I want you guys to do is be willing to be open to it. I'm not mad at you in any sort of way. I'm just kind of saying this in general over the next 30 days, and I love the question. I really do. But the thing is, I do not think options is the way for you guys to be able to honestly make money. It's not the way that I was making big money, and I've been doing this for a long time. I am probably better than, I'm going to say, probably 90% of you guys in the chat room. I'm going to give 10% that there's probably, again, some great traders in here, like better than me. Because, you know, there's traders that are better than me. But I'm going to say probably for a lot of people, if I am struggling at times with options, right, they're difficult. They're hard. You have the odds going against you. If I, again, let me just think about this, guys. In options trading, I made about $50,000. In shorting, I've been able to make over $1 million. Where do you think I want to go, right? So there's a big difference on how I want to be trading. Kitty tweeted again. Let's see what he tweeted. If he tweeted again, is that why, again, we're starting to get a little bit of a drop? Let's see here. So what did he tweet after that? 6 minutes ago. Let's see what he says. This is the GameStop guy. Let's see what he said 6 minutes ago here. Someone get AK!
Oh! Oh! Yeah! Let's go!
Whoa, the kitty cat. So he just posted that 6 minutes ago. Last tweet, again, other than last night, he posted a tweet in 2021. Last night, he posted a tweet, 13 million views. He posted a tweet 6 minutes ago. Look at this, guys. Man. The kitty cat. All right, traders. We can see what's going to be coming on up. We'll see what we get here. Whale, maybe. What are the rates with Lightspeed? Do they change depending on the stock or set by the brokerage? Click the link that I sent. It shows all the fees right there. Depending on your account size, when people say, hey, Deck, should I do, again, should I do fee by share or fee by trade? I do by trade because I have a little bit more money in my account. If you have less than $5,000, do by share because you will have less shares. So you're not going to be, doing as much. So do by share for your fees if it's less than $5,000. If you have more than $5,000, do by trade. When shorting using a margin account, if the trade goes in the opposite direction, do you lose automatically or do you wait in case direction changes? That comes down to your risk tolerance. That comes down to what you're thinking. What's your risk tolerance on this play? How much are you willing to lose? So it's not like if you just go red right away, you get out right away. That's very good discipline. But sometimes, you may want to let the play, set itself up. You may want to let the play do what it's supposed to do, right? So I want to make sure that you guys are all set. What's your favorite shorting strategy for blue chip stocks? There's not really a thing. You don't really short blue chips. Blue chips, you're not really shorting because they're good, healthy companies. Remember, we're shorting dump. We're shorting the garbage. We're shorting plays that are just up on manipulation from social media, right? M15TO, are you going to break down Lightspeed and trade ideas? Absolutely. Tomorrow, that's what I'm going to be doing. So we got a lot of things in the tomorrow. Absolutely. Deck, any fees for using margin on Lightspeed? Yep, there will be a small fee. Nothing big, nothing crazy. Again, Lightspeed is not very expensive in any sort of way. You need $2,000 to open an account in Lightspeed. Deck, why don't you play with straight shares and blue chips if you can use margin as well? It's just, the thing is, you definitely can. You just need a lot of money. Remember, when stocks are $800, guess what? You're going to have to put in $100,000, to be able to get 1,000 shares of an $800 stock. So you can do margin with shares but you just need a lot of money. You need a lot of money starting off and then a lot of money, when you're doing a margin to double, triple, quadruple it. So it's just, you can do shares on blue chips instead of options, but you just need a lot of cash to be able to make that happen. IRA account to save on taxes. Yep, a 401, any account that is a retirement account, you don't have to pay taxes on it, which is great. I have a personal 401k account. Obviously, I'm self-employed. So what I do is I have a personal, kind of like personal self-business 401k account that I'm able to max out every single year. I can max out my 401k with $66,000 a year. That is my max that I can do every single year on my 401k and let that appreciate every single year. And when I take that out when I'm 62 or 63 years old, hopefully we got millions of dollars in there. So 62, 63, if I can max out my 401k every single year, absolutely. How to trade successful by buying the news. We're going to be doing news lessons coming up in the future. Jiroff, my old broker would charge 50% and even over 100% fees for his shorting. Who is your old broker, if I could ask? Lightspeed specializes in shorting. So maybe, again, your brokerage fees were so high because you were using a broker that maybe wasn't as risk tolerant with shorting. Lightspeed, is focused on shorting. JR, I'm still confused on how you lose it indefinitely. What if it goes $1 the way you want it after it goes against you that 2 cents? So what do you mean, JR? JR, when you're saying lose indefinitely, what do you mean? When you're shorting a play, if a stock goes up, you lose money. If a stock goes down, you win money. So that's really all it comes on down to. If the stock goes up a little bit, you can keep on holding, right? You don't need to just get out the moment you're in the red. You can keep on holding tight until, again, it goes back into the green. When you're shorting shares, We don't have time decay. We don't have an expiration date. We can just keep on holding and holding and holding if we want to. So the only way of making money in this is catching the tippity top? No, not at all. We don't got to catch the tippity top. We can catch again. You know, if I take a look over on ACIU, if I catch the tippity top, how great would that be? That would be awesome. If I again shorted ACIU right here, that's a ton of money as it falls all the way on down. But what if I short ACIU right here? That's absolutely fine because that's a lot of money all the way on down. What if I wait until the start of the day and I short money right here? That's fine because I make money all the way on down. If I make money here, it's more money. If I do it right here, that's decent money. Or if I do it right here, that's solid money. It doesn't have to be the tippity top as long as the stock goes underneath. If a stock falls 10 cents and we have 1,000 shares, that's $100. If a stock moves up and I buy again 1,000 shares and it goes up 10 cents, that's $100. So again, as long as it goes on down, we make money. Apartadulius. Sounds like a Spartan name. Apartadulius. Lightspeed doesn't let me open a margin account. Lightspeed doesn't let me open a margin account. I thought you mentioned using margin accounts. Yes, you have to use a margin account. So you need at least $2,000 for their active web, $5,000 for their pro trader platform. Len V, what if a stock gets halted for days? Hey, if the stock gets halted for days, that's like incredible. The longer the halt, the better the drop will be. So the longer a halt, the better the stock is going to fall. The longer the halt, the better the stock is going to fade on off. 5-minute halts usually keep on going. 10-minute halts sometimes get a little iffy. 30-minute halts, usually 90% it's going to fall. You get stuck in a T12 halt for, let's say, 3 months, it usually falls all the way back on down, gives you all the money in the world. So the thing is, you know, the longer the halt, the better the short. Right? Absolutely. So again, being stuck in a play that's halted for an hour, 2 hours, a day, 2 days is not bad in any sort of way because you're about to make a ton of money when that one opens on up. Allah, what about international accounts? Tried to sign up, can't get the verification code on the cell phone. Guys, well, let me ask you guys. Let's ask the chat room. Is there anyone here that is international that has a great broker that they like? So is there any other, what is your favorite shorting broker? There are other shorting brokers you guys can look into. All right, I'm going to name some. Centerpoint. You guys can look into Centerpoint. You guys can look into Trade Zero. You guys can look into Cobra Trading. You guys can look into Interactive Brokers. Now, the thing is, I cannot guarantee these are all going to have the same exact shorts that I have when I'm trading. I don't know. I don't have those brokers. So the thing is, team, there are other shorting brokers out there if, again, you have any issues with Lightspeed. But at the same time, the reason why I'm suggesting Lightspeed is because that's who I use. So I want to make sure that we're all kind of following each other step by step by step. So you can use a different broker. I don't know if they're going to have all the same, but there is Cobra Trading, there is Centerpoint, there is Trade Zero, there is Interactive Brokers, there is Webull. T-Ross, when you buy a short, is it like a stock and you have it until you sell it, or is it like an option? And nope, it never expires. It's like a share. You can hold it as long as you want. TCF, what's your best trade ever? My best trade ever is actually, again, me buying shares of Tesla. I actually bought shares of Tesla. I woke up the next day, $77,000. My biggest win ever was $77,000. Agent, what's the minimal amount we need to start following your trades? I'd probably say $2,000. You guys have also seen, again, things do get crazy. Are most trades 15 to 60 minutes? Yes, correct, Doug. Most trades will be between 15 to 60 minutes. Do you ever hold days or weeks? Rarely, but not often. Not often do I hold days or weeks, but I will show you guys something great. You know what's so awesome? You know what's so fantastic? You know what's so crazy? Is the fact that if you do want to hold for days or weeks, just like for an instance on GameStop, if you see that we have a massive upper shadow on GameStop and you want to short it for an entire week, look at the huge sell-off. Monster spike, upper shadow. You short it for the entire week. Monster sell-off. I mean, look at this. If you short it for a month, look at these monster sell-offs. So yes, these plays, especially bad penny stock plays. I'm not talking about GameStop right here. I'm talking about like plays like ACIU and such. Take a look. Every time you have an upper shadow, you can short this for like 4 weeks. And yes, you can make a ton of money. So that is what's so incredible and what's so great about this. So it is, very, very wild, very inspiring, very, insane about it. Yeah, I mean, I could show you guys. You guys want to see? You guys want to see my craziest trade of all time? You got who here wants to see my craziest trade of all time? The craziest trade I've ever made in my entire life. I'll show you guys right now. Give me a second here. My craziest trade of all time. Again, this is not what we are going to be doing. The reason why I have this here is because it was a wild time, and I wanted to post this here. But I'll give you guys the backstory here. Okay, this was a trade that I had. I want to say, how much money did I put into this play? I want to say I put in 60 something, or I put in a good. I don't know exactly how much. We'll see in a second. But really, what I did on this trade was I shorted a stock, 9,000 shares. Now, what does that mean? That means every single dollar it moves, I either make or lose $9,000. Pretty insane, right? Now, Deck, do I need to worry about that? Does that need to be anything? Guys, unless you are, again, trading with a six-figure account, you're not going to be able to afford 9,000 shares. Now, the reason why I'm doing 9,000 shares is because I believed at this time, this trade was 3 years ago, that at this time, we were going to see the stock fall. Now, let's just think about this here for a second. If I have 9,000 shares on a play and a stock falls $3, that's $27,000 in profit. That's insane. Now, this trade, I posted it because it's very wild. It's not anything I want you to copy, and it's not anything I'm ever going to do again. But this was a play that actually went against me. It went against me, and I was down $11 to almost $12 on this trade. Now, let's think about this. If I was down almost $11 to $12 on this trade, I was down over $100,000 on this trade. Now, what happened was it finally formed the upper shadow. It formed the upper shadow. It reversed. It dumped $10 to $11. I made back $100,000 in 30 seconds. And then it fell another $3, and I was able to make upwards of 20 grand on this play. So this is a play that, remember, team, we are not here to gamble. We are not here. I'm here to teach you. I'm here to do it right. But I want to show you, again, what gambling can do in the market as a negative, but it did turn into a positive. Okay? You guys may have seen this before. Yeah, this was probably the worst trade. This was the worst trade I've ever made in my life that turned into a good trade. So this is right here. I'm going to turn on the volume so you guys can hear it. At this moment, I'm actually down $87,000 on this trade. This trade was back in 2021. Little heads on up here. So check it on out. You can tell me if you are ready. Strap on up, strap on in. This stock spikes on up. It gets halted and then dumps on down. Take a watch.
We are live right here. Gap up, we are live. Gap up and live. Let's see if it's going to fall. We still are moving on up still. Still moving on up. Stock could still get halted. Stock is still moving on up. And we are still moving and we're still climbing. Oh my goodness, guys.
Guys, I'll tell you right now, I was extremely embarrassed at this point. I was down $100,000 on the day. I was extremely embarrassed as a trader. I was live streaming this in front of, I want to say, 2,000 people at the time. No upper shadow has formed yet, so I'm trading irresponsibly, basically hoping for the stock to turn and dump. Down 100K, NURO. You guys can see right here, my price is $27.83, and the stock is now at $38.41, down 100 grand, waiting for that upper shadow to dump. And right now, I'm basically trying to think to myself, what do I do at this point? What do I do at this point? So let's see what happens.
Guys, don't look at me. I'm embarrassed. Team. Oh, we're still alive. Oh, it came back to life. Oh, it came back to life. Oh, it came back to life with a dump.
So basically, you can see I was down $100,000, but the stock just went from $40, crashed back down to $33. So if this play was at $38 and then just dumped on down to $33, what's 9 times 6? $45,000 I just made back. So I was just down 100 grand. Now I'm down $53,000, and now it has an upper shadow, so I'm ecstatic. I should have just, again, 3 years ago is different, but I was just waiting and waiting and waiting for an upper shadow. The best thing to do is just wait for that upper shadow and now jump in. So, right, that's the easiest way to do, and that's what I do now, right? This was a gamble, but now I always wait for confirmation because I could have been able to make 100 grand if I just waited for this upper shadow rather than having to make 100 grand back. So let's watch it.
I have 9,000 shares on the short. We are live. We're live. Open up randomly. We are live. We are live right now. We are live with the gap down. We are live with the gap down. I'm currently again moving down. I'm down 4 grand. Now again, I'm working my way back down to the green. I'm starting to get back green on the day. Let's see if we can get halted again on the downside. Can we get halted again on the downside? I'm currently in on this play right now. I'm still watching it. It could get a few bounces, but honestly, team, I don't even want to look. I don't want to look. Guys, I'm walking away. I don't even want to look. I'll come back in 10 minutes. Is when this one opens on up on NURO, we start taking some profits. There we go. 3, 2, 1. NURO, NURO. Lock out, lock out, lock out, lock out, lock out. NURO holding a little bit to see if it keeps on crashing. NURO, lock out. NURO, 2,000 shares left. Holding the last little bit right here. Holding last little bit right here. Lock out, lock out. This is my digital world. My world. Don't you dare come in here. This is my digital stock market. This is my world. We're live. Watch the gap up. We are live.
Welcome to shorting, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to shorting, ladies and gentlemen. So, that trade, the reason why I show it to you is to show you how crazy shorting can get. Now, with that being stated, that was a very bad trade of me 3 years ago. But imagine if I just stayed smart and I knew what I knew now. If I was as disciplined as I am now. I am not condoning, and nor do I want anyone to short gambles. Notice what happened. If we just waited for that upper shadow, we were able to make over $100,000 on that day. If I waited for that upper shadow, I would have been able to make over $100,000 on the day. But instead, my emotions got to me. Instead, I jumped in. I was hoping it would turn. I'm going to tell you guys something I wish someone told me a very long time ago when I first started stock trading. What you want to happen in the stock market has zero effect of what actually will happen in the stock market. You can sit here and you can be mad at your screen and you can beg and plead at your screen and look at your keyboard and click your mouse as hard as you want. That will not change anything whatsoever in the stock market. The only way to be successful in this market is to realize where are your confirmations. I will trade consistently the number one top gainers, the number one hype plays, the number one social media manipulated plays, the plays that are up on fluff, the plays that are up on news, the low float runners, the low float spikers, the plays that are again up way too high. And the moment we have confirmation from old past chart history, from upper shadows, from sell-offs, from whatever it may be, that is where we pull the trigger. We are not going to be pulling the trigger hoping that we hit the highs and gambling like you just saw. We will not be doing that. And while it's a very fun, very exciting video, and while it's one of the craziest trades of my life, I hope that not one person ever has to experience that. I hope everyone has the second part of that video where you guys have all green, and you guys have all profits, and you guys have all money, and you guys have all gains, and you guys are again jumping around, going crazy, and having a great time. But that is because, again, I put myself in danger by doing the wrong things. Being here right now on again stream, I want to let you guys know that I'm going to trade every single thing in front of you. There's not one trade that you guys will not see. There is not one entry, one exit that will be hidden. I will show you my live trades, my live P&Ls, my live setup, my live orders, my live brokerage statements. And again, if you need to, I will also tweet Lightspeed to show you that is a verified trade. So it's real money. Everything I'm doing is real. So the thing is, I want you guys learning from what I do right, and I want you guys learning from what I do wrong. I want you guys to see all the great things that I do. And again, on the rare mistake or the rare time that I make a mistake, which will happen, I want you guys to say, okay, Deck was wrong here. Now let me learn from that so that I can be a better trader. Traders, it is coming down to 11:30 at this time. We are coming down to the first, end of the morning here that we just had. I am hoping I am hoping that everyone here is so excited to see what's going to be coming up in the future. I am hoping that every single person has that fire lit underneath them right now saying, hey, wow, this could be something big. Deck already showed us that ACIU was a winner. Wow, GameStop was a winner. Wow, all these other plays are a winner. Wow, I'm realizing that this could be an extremely profitable strategy. I'm realizing right now that everything he's saying is making sense. I'm realizing right now that if I do start going against these plays, I can be able to make a lot of money. I'm realizing right now that I have the opportunity to be able to make a ton of cash. I just need to break out of myself. I need to break out of my little shell. I need to say to myself, hey, I'm done trying to do what I've been doing. Obviously, what you have been doing isn't working. So follow the steps that I am going to teach you over these next 29 days now of how to be successful. Today was a very nice intro. I think we've gone over a lot. We're setting ourselves up with great brokers. We have our margin account. We're learning about margin. We're learning about shorting. We're learning about upper shadows. We're learning about this and that. Tomorrow, team, we're going to dive into, again, a little bit more about shorting. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about news. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about reversals. Tomorrow, we have a lot more in store for us. Remember, you are not going to get absolutely everything overnight today. You're not going to get everything in one day. This is a 29-day class, okay? I'm showing up every single day. All I ask is that you guys give me the same respect that I give you guys. I'm trying to give you my 100%. I hope you guys give me your 100%. My goal is by the end of this 29 days, every single trader leaves here and says, wow, I'm profitable. Wow, I can do this. Wow, I know exactly how Deck's doing it. So, traders, one more time I ask you guys. One more time at this moment. I hope you guys are fired up at this moment. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys are ready to go. And can I see in the chat room right now? Can I just see in the chat at this time? Can I see every single person right here get a little excited? Can I see every single person right here in chat get a little fired on up? If you guys are ready to work over the next 29 days, if you guys are fired up and ready to get after it over the next 29 days, for everyone who has joined us for this shorting strategy, if you got that fire underneath your ass and you're saying, Deck, I'm ready to make some money. I'm so fired up from what we went over today. I cannot wait. Hit me in the chat right now with a good old Deckmart Trades. Because I'm taking you to the next level. Guaranteed, baby. I'm taking you to the next freaking level. Let's go. Let's go. Day one in the books right here. Making sure every single trader is set. Making sure every single trader is ready to go. Making sure every single trader is making this cash and money. Ready to get after it when you guys are. Awesome job. Awesome work. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. So, team, how did everyone enjoy, of course, day one, though? Day one, coming at 11:30. Want to take the next 20 minutes here and just continue to answer any questions that you guys may have for day one. So, any other questions that you guys have to day one? Yes, I'm recording every single one of these, okay? So, every single session will be recorded, and every single session will be up in the video library starting tonight, okay? Also, a little side note, team, I absolutely love sharing your content. So if anyone, again, tweets me saying, Deck, just joined day one. I'm so fired up. I'm so excited. You know, awesome stuff. I will always retweet you. If you guys, again, post me on your Instagram story saying, just joined Deckmart Trades, again, day one shorting, I will always post you. So if you guys want a couple followers, I will be happy to, again, share the love, share the support that you guys show being part of this team. Make sure you guys get on over here. Man Bizarre, what's the link to the video library? So little side note, team, for anyone that's brand new joining Tradecaster. When you guys join Tradecaster, you guys have access to all of these live streams. You guys can watch me. You guys can watch Policing Pips. You guys can watch AK-47. You can watch Prop Trading. You can watch J-Trades. You can watch Active Trader. You can watch, again, Weasel of Wall Street. And then also on top of this, guys, you can also watch the video library. So video library, go to the 2023 bootcamp lessons. Go to, again, level 2 lessons. Go to shorting lessons. Go to entries and exit lessons. So everyone here has access to not only the live streams, not only the chat room, not only everything we have going on here today, but we also have everything over in the video library for you guys also. Allah saying, sir, are we going to learn where to enter and exit and where to find the stocks that spike? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what we're here for. So I'm going to teach you everything, guys. I know I can't teach you everything in 2 hours, though, unfortunately. But over, again, 2 hours, day after day after day after day, we are going to be doing all of it. So I just want to continue on with questions, guys. I'm sure there's a ton of questions today. Also, a little heads on up. How did you guys like the second live stream today? For anyone who does not like YouTube or finds any delay on YouTube in any sort of way, we do have a second live stream that's up every single day that you guys will have access towards right here. Jack of all trades, are you going to also teach us how to pick up chicks? I mean, Jack of all trades, I'm going to be honest with you, buddy. If you got to ask that question, you're probably not doing too hot right now. Either you got it or you don't got it. I'll be honest. I'm a stock trader, not a miracle worker. Okay, I'm doing the best I can. Millionaire, what's the best time frame to trade? 1 minute. 1 minute is probably going to be the best for shorting, but don't worry, we will be going over that tomorrow. Is Webull okay for shorting, or we have to be 100% on Lightspeed? Webull is a great broker. The only reason I say Lightspeed, guys, is just so you guys have the same broker that I have, so we always have the same amount of shorts. I don't want someone to say, oh, Deck, I don't have shorts on that play. Oh, Deck, I don't have shorts on this play. I don't have short. You know what I mean? So it's like the only reason I'm recommending Lightspeed is they're a great broker, and you guys can have the same exact setups I have. That's all. What time do we start tomorrow? 9 o'clock. We will be doing 9 o'clock till about 11:30 every single day. So about 2.5 hours of commentary like this every single day. Jay Chen, do you have a Lightspeed settings video? Probably tomorrow. It's another thing we're going to be doing. Going over how to be able to place an order and how to be able to, set things on up. So we have a lot of things coming on up there. Guys, I have this whole entire month planned on out. Can you use an IRA account to trade, or is it a margin account? Just wanted to clarify. Or open a margin account to be a retirement account. Open a margin account for a day trading account. Like, open up margin account. Don't use your IRA account. Don't use a retirement account. This is active trading. So margin account, for what you're willing to trade in the day. Deck, did you take any trades today, or just all coaching? All coaching today. Trades are going to probably start up, maybe tomorrow to Wednesday. Deck, do you have a specific day that we're going to be doing our first trade? Probably Wednesday is probably going to be the first time that we're really going to be getting involved. And then probably like next week is going to be more heavy trading. The thing is, guys, I don't want to just throw you guys in the fire lines. I'm thinking about this as like Navy SEAL training, okay? What is Navy SEAL training? We're going to BUD/S right now. What does that mean? We're going to training. We're going to camp. Before we go out on missions, before we go take out people, before we go crazy, I got to put you guys through the ringer. I got to make sure, again, you guys are cut out for this. I got to make sure everyone understands this. I got to make sure you guys have the best mindset. We'll jump it at 6 a.m. to trade, so I assume Lightspeed allows for pre-market trading? Correct. You can trade on pre-market. You can trade on Lightspeed from 4 in the morning all the way till 8 o'clock at night. How many trades will you take a day approximately? Most likely like 3 to 4 probably. It depends. If we win a lot of money, then maybe only 2, right? So it's like probably 2 to 3 would be the average, sometimes 3 to 4. So awesome job, awesome work. Will we ever jump on the live stream at 6 a.m.? If I'm getting involved into a trade, absolutely. I will jump on the live stream and show you guys. But we're not going to be jumping on any sort of pre-market trade like tomorrow morning. So you guys don't have to worry about that. But in the future, absolutely. In the future, absolutely, we'll be getting in on some earlier trades. Early trades. Leagues saying thanks for the bet at the Masters. Thanks for the bet at the Masters on Zalatoris. Oh yeah, hey, enjoy it. You're welcome. You are welcome. Little sports betting right there. But you are welcome, buddy. Man, you guys fired me on up. Can you post the second live stream somewhere for easier access and not in chat? Well, just a little heads on up. Just click alerts chat. So I'm the only person that's allowed to talk into alerts chat. So the thing is, if you ever go into alerts chat right here, you can see 8:30 in the morning. Traders, if you do not like YouTube, we have another live stream, and I post anything. So only I'm in alerts chat. So we have talk chat. Alerts chat is all of our alerts over here, or like different things I only want you guys to see. So I'm the only person that can type in alerts chat. Talk chat is for everyone else. Trader Nate, so we can place trades before 9:30? Absolutely. So just like when you see ACIU spiked at 6 a.m., you want to be involved in that, right? CCLD spiked in at 1:18, or excuse me, at 8 o'clock in the morning. You want to be involved into that. So all you're going to do, and I'll teach you guys this tomorrow, is you are just going to go over to ARCA. ARCA LS is going to allow you to trade from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. So ARCA is what you guys want to get yourself involved in. More Kabi saying, thanks, bro, for offering this. It's like your life work and then you accelerating out by learning 10 years plus. Hey, I got you. You know, I'm here to help you on out. The thing is, guys, I've been doing this for 10 plus years. I really am. I'm so sick. I'm so over it, guys. I'm so over the fact that every time I go on Twitter, I see a 16-year-old with a Lamborghini. I'm so over again seeing random pictures of people in private jets. I'm so over this and that. And all of a sudden you say, okay, I want to learn. Can you teach me? And then guess what it is? You click it and they say, oh yeah, for $18,000, I'll teach you how to trade stocks. And it's like, what the heck? Is there anyone out there? Is there anyone out there? Is there one person out there that can literally just teach me? So this is what I wanted to do. I don't want to, again, sell you a course here. I don't want to, again, tell you, hey, go buy this, go buy that, go buy this, go buy that. Guess what I want to do? I want to say, hey, give me 30 days and let me prove to you that I'm different than those flying fighter jet, Lamborghini, Ferrari, travel the world and lay on a beach with 16 ladies. It's like, guys, can we just focus on stock trading? Right? Can I just teach you how to stock trade? That's all. You guys show up for the next 29 days. I'll teach you exactly how to make money. Does that sound like a fair deal? Show up for 29 days. I'll teach you exactly how to make money. Kelly K, where do we find the recordings of today? They won't be uploaded until tonight. But if you're on the YouTube live stream right now, just again, move your mouse to the bottom of the scroll bar and just scroll back till 9:30 in the morning. So you can just, scroll everything back right here. In the video section, there are many subcategories. Which one should we prioritize our order to begin the best shorting knowledge? I'd probably just go right to the shorting one, right? Go to the shorting one and probably support and resistance. Those are going to be very big. Sammy, Deck, thank you. You are kind. Thank you for teaching. This is probably a life-changing lesson for me. Hey, I got you. Guys, I want everyone, as I said, in 29 days from now, understanding the stock market and how to short. If I trade futures, will these 29 days still be helpful? Absolutely. I'm going to teach you, again, so many things that you can, relate to futures. Andrew Tate just bought $2 million of GME, trying to get us a piece of the pie. Man, things are already getting a little crazy. Guys, any other questions, comments, or concerns? Yes, but every single day for the next 29 days straight, we will be starting at 9 a.m. and we're probably going to be going up towards around this time of 12 o'clock. Now, I will be jumping back on the mic this afternoon. This afternoon, though, guys, is going to be more of if you are an option trader or, again, just market briefing talk. So if you guys want to jump back on the chat this afternoon, I will be live, and it's going to be more of me talking about the markets, me going over different plays, me making sure that you guys have a full understanding of everything that's coming on up. So that's great. Also, remember, over lunch hours, Tradecaster is the only place in the world that has multiple live streams. So you guys can be able to jump in, watch different people. You guys can click J-Trade's live stream, scroll on down, join his chat right now, watch him. He's live at this moment. Again. So every single person here has access to all these different live streams on Tradecaster. It's not just myself. You guys can watch everyone every single morning. And that is, absolutely awesome and absolutely great. So there's never a dull moment over on Tradecaster. Only excitement, only learning, and making sure that you guys are all set. Are we going to be doing this on weekends? No. Weekends are going to be the stock market's closed. We are not going to be doing any shorts on weekends. Most of this is going to be Monday through Thursday. Friday is going to be probably our shorter days. Those are going to be like live trades. Let's make some money on our Friday before the end of the week, and then we'll be all set for the weekend. But every weekday, Monday, 9 o'clock to about 11:30 is going to be what we're going to be going after and getting after it. Rockstar, you have access to all of the video library lessons. So all the video library lessons. Do you suggest you get the highest version of Trade Ideas? Yeah, I just updated all my Trade Ideas. So I do have the highest version of Trade Ideas. If you guys want Trade Ideas, they do have a 15% off discount right now. So if you guys would like that, 15% off discount for Mother's Day. So make sure you guys are all set. Will you also be live trading? Of course. Am I live trading? Guys, we're probably going to start live trading on tomorrow or Wednesday. So are we going to be live trading? Absolutely. You know, so hey, you better believe it. You know, guys, we're not here just doing lessons for the next 30 days. I would lose my mind. Okay? We're going to be live trading. So we're going to be jumping in together. We're going to war together, guys. So together, it's you and I holding hands, front line, baby. You better lock and load. Let's get after it. What broker do you recommend in Australia? I would probably say if you're in Australia, look into Centerpoint, Cobra Trading, Interactive Brokers, Trade Zero. Those are probably some different plays. What are trade ideas? Trade ideas are the scanners that you see on my screen right now. So like these are my trade idea scanners. So, you know, give us ideas of what to be jumping in on and what to be focused on. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Guys, any other final questions, comments, concerns? Again, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who has joined us on this day. Want to make sure that you guys are all good. The shorting strategies, is that the same as what we'll be doing from the boot camp? Those are a little bit older, Rockstar. It definitely will be, you know, similar in ways, but that is not going to be, you know, like everything. So that's a little outdated. We're going to be getting some newer stuff coming on up. But yes, that's a great starting point. Great starting point. I don't want to just do PowerPoint slides. I want to be doing trades, live trading, giving you live examples, everything along those areas. So, you know, that's a great starting point, though, for sure. Absolutely. Guys, happy to help. Want to make sure you guys are all good. I'll go over trade idea setups tomorrow, Lightspeed setups tomorrow, again, broker, all that stuff. Guys, anything that you guys need, want to make sure that you guys are all set. But man, I want to say one more time, thank you so much for everyone who has joined us on day one here. Day one, man, what a sign up, what a community, what a chat. And I just want to say again, thank you so much, guys. My number one goal here is to make sure you're profitable. My number one goal here is to make sure that you guys are making money.